Well, that's the first time I've done that. I jumped! Okay, whatever, I'm resetting this. I really did try to jump there. Nice save! Thank you, thank you. That was so dumb. I mean, we lost 30 in Cascade. We lost a bunch in Sound already because we missed Dram. We got like a 4th try IP clip. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I've never fallen off that bridge yet. It's nice to know that if I roll off that side, I can save it, but I just missed my jump over to the bullet bill, so that was dumb of me. Were we so risky? Well, I've never messed it up before. I think people who love Dark just haven't done Darker before. I used to love Dark. And then I learned Darker and I was like, oh wait, this is just way better. Because Dark is a really weird category because it's like 50% of the kingdoms are just the any percent route and then 50% of them are just the Darker route. It doesn't have its own identity. Darker is unique in like every way, you know? But Dark is just, it's not its own thing. It's just a bit of any percent and a bit of Darker. It doesn't have anything special in it. It doesn't have anything unique. That's crazy that that didn't work. I want to learn it, but it's too long. I mean, that's fair. If what's putting you off is the fact is like the idea of sitting down and going through the whole run and learning it, just my answer is just don't. Just get the route up on your other monitor and just do a run. You don't even have to do it in one go. You can do it in a few sittings if you like, because your first run while you're following the route will take you like 5 hours. But just do it and then do another one and another one, and your times are gonna drop so fast. And after like your 10th run, you'll have the route memorized without even like trying. And you can do it without the route, and then that's when you really start improving, because you're only focusing on the run itself. Hi, DJ Kumo. You joined just in time to reset. So you could phrase it like, I joined just in time to watch you reset. Or you could phrase it, I joined just in time to watch your PB from the very beginning. Dark is better length. I understand liking Dark because it's a bit shorter, but... yeah... Just then just do any, if you want it to be shorter and you don't want to fight any of the bosses, just do any percent. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, that's my problem with Dark, is that it doesn't have an identity. It is fun, but it's fun because it's 50% any percent, 50% Darker. But it doesn't do anything itself. Yeah, I agree, Alexius. Like, the worst part of Darker, with absolute certainty, is the second half of main game in the any percent portion. That part sucks. Snow Seaside Lunch, ruined. Is, like, the worst. But after that, it's so much fun. I knew it. That's fine. Honestly, I think this will still be faster than the last Cascade. Like, quite considerably. I was, what, plus 19 out of Cascade in the last run? Oops. Good. I have gone into a habit of throwing Cappy too early there. Obviously, the earlier you throw him, the more time you save, but I've been overdoing it a little bit. It was a 332. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be like a 314. Ah, it's not even that bad. I think it might be... It could be sub 310, to be fair, depending how good chest clip goes. We'll say like 310, 312 or so, as a guess. Smart people could work it out, but I have no idea what the timing is. My goals are 314 and any percent. That's decent, yeah. I think I got down to like a 311 before I added DSS, and that was like after sub-hour. I think at your level I probably had a 313, 314 as well. Especially when you adjust for loads. Cool. That was the 311. Yeah, nice. Hi, Guri. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I think if I did the Ledge Moon, I could have sub 310 that. Chest up does lose like 2 for me here. I should just learn the chest clip setup. I don't think I'd struggle with it. I think I'm good enough. Got to go in a bit? No problem. Okay, so the last run was plus 19. This run's minus 2.5. Cool. We're 21 seconds ahead of the last run. Let's just not choke in sand. And the first step of that is hitting action guide cancel. Nice. Let's not choke in general. Yeah, guys, chew your food properly, okay? Don't eat lying down. You know the rules. Is anyone else here just like horrified at the idea of choking, like existing? Especially when you live alone. Like how many people every year like die because they choked on some food alone? Is that like a common occurrence? Because I feel like you never ever hear about that. Sorry, Lynn. Oh, actually something I think about. Well, then maybe you're gonna be the next victim. I'm sorry. I don't mean it. I think that's too low. Let's see. Oh no. You've had to Heimlich yourself on a chair? Really? It's terrifying. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised. I mean, maybe you did, but I feel like you could have developed like PTSD from that. That's horrible. 5,000 people per year. That sounds really high, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it is very low. But it's probably like people who die from like heart disease and stuff is probably in the millions, you know. But still, that's still like that's still kind of shocking. But yes, it is important to learn how to Heimlich yourself and other people. That's a good thing to know how to do. So I recommend everybody research that at some point in your life. And how to do it on like children. Oh no. Come on. Really? I suck. That was like 8 attempts. Still better than the last run. Damn, I was like starting to get good at that trick. Like last week, I was getting it first try most times, but I've lost it a bit. Maybe I was too far left, but I don't really think that's much of an issue, but I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I think I was maybe too far left. Is he throwing again? I wouldn't call that throwing. I would call that a hard clip that I messed up a few times and lost some time to, but... Can you even throw this early on in a run? I feel like throwing is more like when you're doing well and then you lose it, you know? If something happened to me, I wonder how long it would take for someone to figure it out. Probably not long. If it was on like a weekday, then you'd probably get checked up on from the office. Like your boss would probably try and ring you and stuff, and then when you didn't answer it, maybe they would have gone straight to like an emergency contact. We usually have commitments on a Sunday. I think you should just get like a roommate, and then A, you won't have that worry, and B, you can like dink it. Dude, I was like a frame off. Bye, Muse. Oh, that's a shame, Lynn. I'm sorry to hear that about your friend. Oh well, what can you do? Can't win everything. Dink it? No, seriously. Like, once, like, Emily's, like, finished her studies, why don't you two dink it for a while? Yo, George! Welcome in.
Tough booty.
Thank you so much for the 25 months, George. That's a long time. I appreciate it. Enjoy your sub, moves, and ad reviewing for the next month. Thank you, thank you. I also really do like living alone. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I didn't know how you'd feel about it after a while, because I used to think that when I was younger. I was like, I really want to live alone. And then actually, it's like the most miserable thing ever, and I can't do it, and I wouldn't do it again. I don't think you can throw until at least post-game. I don't know about that. What if you, like, fall off mech or something, 12-7, when you're, like, super far ahead? I think you could even throw in, like, snow. You missed box stud 4 times, you know? That I think that would be throwing, if you got, like, a good mech exit. Or social stuff, that's true. If you spend, like, most of your time out the house with other people anyway, then fair enough. But I'm not sociable enough to want to do that. You know? I'm the point of social where, like, if I was living with someone else and we just, like, hung out a little bit and, like, saw each other every day but still spent most of our time indoors playing video games or watching movies, then that's, like, the perfect level, you know? The only thing I haven't liked is doing all... Okay, so it sounds like you need to hire, like, a butler. Just a run dying early. I guess you're right with that 12-7. I think I'd agree with you there. Nice. I really... Those mummies spawn, like, semi-randomly, and they are just so hard to dodge sometimes, depending on how they spawn. Do screen clip? Ah, I've tried screen clip before 12-7. It doesn't work. It's just as inconsistent as all of the other roll cancel clips, where, like, sometimes you get it first try 5 times in a row, and then sometimes you spend 2 minutes straight on it and don't get it a single time. It just doesn't. I don't know. I like box clip because, like, box clip is kind of like IP clip, where it is always just a skill issue if you miss. If you know what I mean. If you do the inputs right, it will just work, but I feel like all of the other roll cancel clips, screen clip, upstairs, downstairs, all of the other ones are just kind of, they're like RNG. I mean, obviously they're not, because a task could do it every time, but it's like, you can do the exact same inputs every time and it won't work, but IP clip and box clip do, if you do it right. It's very easy to diagnose what went wrong, if you know what I mean. What screen clip? It's just another way of clipping out of bounds in snow. I don't really know how to describe it, but you just roll through a specific wall near, like, the big screen. I like you did the safer movement. Yeah, I didn't want to lose another run there. Tyrone can't do it either. Yeah, but some people are really good at it. Kyle loves screen clip. That was his backup. I don't think he ever really built runs to it. Pass it to Vector there, or to Grandpa there, or does Vector the fall? Well, vectoring only gives you horizontal speed, Kalis. So I assume you mean when we were entering the underground hole thing. And at that point, the only thing we're trying to do is lose vertical speed. Or increase our vertical speed, so vectoring wouldn't make us fall faster, only ground pounding would. So I was vectoring that RCB, which would increase my horizontal speed, meaning that I would get to the hole faster. But then once I was over the top of the hole, just ground pound, because then it's all a vertical thing. Tyrone killed the run to... I mean, yeah, it's not... It doesn't just, like, get easier. You get better at, like, moon clip, but... No one's 100% consistent at that moon clip. I wish a snow moon clip was as easy as, like, nut clip or something, but it's just not. And it sucks. But the way it is... I almost undershot that. That would have been so sad. Yo, Rubik, if you're here, GG on the any percent PV. Rubik Rat just got a 106.50. Cool. What's that boss called? Knuckle Attack. Backflip and cat bounce? That's what I did. Oh, I did a dive at the end. You're saying don't do that dive? Okay. I always feel stupid. I mean, fair enough, you wouldn't know. Okay. Objectively a pretty bad sand, but the only time loss is IP clip, and we're still saving time on this comparison. I lost 30 to gold, but... No, 20 to gold. I lost 20 to gold. But that's fine. Yeah, 20 exactly. Okay, just IP clip. First try IP clip, that probably would have golded. Maybe would have been like a 2x. Hi, Fruit Punch Samurai. Hey, it's a good luck on the runs, big boss. Hello. Thank you for the good luck. Tune into a Tyrone stream. Rising said, damn, might as well. Yeah, I feel like every time I join a Tyrone Darker stream, he resets like 3 seconds later. It's happened a couple times now. And there was one where he was in like the Cascade sub area with the cloud, so you do like the cloud boost in. And I was like, oh, I'm finally like joining in on a run. Then I was watching him do like this whole sub area, and then he gets to the end, and he's like, okay, let's go start the next run. And I look, and his timer was off. He was just practicing the sub area. And I was like, gosh, damn it! I thought I was finally in a run. The timer was off the whole time. No, gosh. Slow. Oops. Lazy Town was awesome. And we go up, up to the top, turn around and clap your hands together. Boom, that was a good snipe. Having fun is what it's all about. And yeah, that was obviously back in like 2018. That was the like we are number one meme when the actor passed away. How do you capture your Switch screen? My capture card software is acting weird where it bugs out. Oh. I don't know what you mean, how do you capture it? I have an Elgato HD 60S Plus, and I plug it in, and then I use OBS, and you click add video device, and then I select the input, and it works. Maybe you should turn down the settings, or maybe you're trying to capture in the wrong resolution or something, I don't know. I would just look up for your specific card, like on Reddit or something, see if anyone's had issues with that before. You can often find fixes. I don't use like the Elgato software though, I just use OBS. Sporticus never did it for you. That's crazy. I think so, Kalis. It's hard to tell if it helps. But a lot of the time, I'll like be doing any percent. I stop to run Darker for a bit, and then when I come back to any percent, I just start like getting golds and like really good like. Oh, no! Not again, dude. I've done that like twice recently. Darn it. It's so annoying. I don't know, I think I was too far right. Oh, I never used to mess that up. And now I missed the thing totally. No, I mean, I think I know what I did wrong now, Lancia. That was just bad all around. It wasn't... What? Well, that's annoying. Can't believe that spin throw timed out. Please. I press B. Oh my, really? What? On it. I guess like Dark Rubik is a good middle ground there, time wise. I guess we continue. I don't really want to reset again. I'm gonna estimate we lost a minute. But I feel like that's relatively recoverable. I think if we play well, we can be ahead again out of maybe Snow or Seaside or Luncheon. I think I can get it back. Oh, it doesn't matter, Jambo. I missed gate skip, but it was just dumb. Maybe I should practice it. I haven't practiced gate skip in like a year. So I'm sure I'm just doing something systematically wrong. Exactly, Cheese Joe. What a scam. Okay, we're losing like a minute 10, I think. I think it's about 102. I think it's 102 from kill there. Exactly, I mean. Does Tyrone need to gold at least one kingdom for a new world record? I don't know. I don't know what his sub is like. I don't know the last time he touched an IL either, so definitely has a lot of improvement to go. Yeah. We lost 108 to gold. And then by extension 46 to comparison. So we're gonna be 38 behind. Maths. That's so recoverable. It's a shame that we lost a minute this early on into the run, but it's so recoverable. Again, I am 8 minutes off sub. So losing 1 minute. We can still play 7 off sub, you know. Such a different comp. I don't have another comp. We can get ahead of this comp, Jay. It's fine. We have... yeah, loads of time saving, like Metro and stuff. Maybe we can lock in and get a sub 3 late. You never know. Not necessarily, DJ. World record doesn't mean that the run was perfect. It just means it was better than any other run that anyone else has done before, but world record they usually still have mistakes in. It's pretty much impossible to get a world record with 0 mistakes in a game like this, which is as long as it is and is as like movement based as it is. We generally, in any percent at least, we generally aim to play at like an intermediate level, you aim to play maybe 2 minutes off your sub. At a high level, you aim to play a minute off sub. At like a world record level, you want to play like 20 or 30 seconds off sub. But that's exactly it. Like, we usually do golds until our sub is about that point from what our gold time wants to be. So like, you kind of factor in the mistakes you're going to make when you're grinding with something. So if I wanted to grind for a 57 in any percent, I'm going to try and get my golds down to around like a high 56 time, because then that gives me about a minute of wiggle room of mistakes to make, right? And you could get a world record, which, you know, let's say to get the any percent world record, you want to play 20 off sub, and then you get the world record, but you played like 30 off sub, but it was still the fastest run anyone's done. Like, you can still keep grinding until you get to that goal sub distance, and then you think, okay, maybe I need to look at golds now to improve further. But yeah, it sounds confusing from like an outside perspective. I totally understand. Before I started speedrunning, I would also get so lost in all of the terminology and splits and stuff, but by watching more and doing it yourself, you start to really understand the ins and outs. No, a sub 3. Very close, though. What's the favorite of the Broodals? I like Topper. I don't know. I like Rango because he's tall, like me. In terms of like the actual fights, the Spewit fight is pretty fun. The Harriet fight is pretty fun when you do like Zarbomber. I don't know. The only thing makes you gold every kingdom without movement changes is by buying a Switch 2. That's true. IL stands for individual level, Eileen. Essentially means doing a speed run of just one kingdom instead of the whole run to like lower your gold or get more consistent. Rango is taller, lanky. Exactly. We're like twins. Dude, I think this Cloud can gold. I don't know what my mashing was like, but gameplay-wise, it's been really good. 125? I'd score, chalk him in, thank you for the good luck. I don't think so. Close though. Probably just mashing and then like load RNG. Oh, it wasn't even that close. It's like 0.8 off. That's good, Rubik. ILs take a while before you start actually seeing the effects in your gameplay. From my experience, a lot of the time, you'll grind ILs for like hours and hours and hours, and then start doing runs, and that kingdom's actually worse than it was before. And you're like, why did I do ILs? But then if you keep doing runs, give it like a couple days, then suddenly that kingdom starts improving. And I think it's just like a mindset issue. Like, you've done so many ILs, you kind of get overconfident in it, or like you're expecting to do really well, which then makes you subconsciously slip up. But yeah, it takes a lot. It also takes good reset discipline. If you reset ILs all the time, which is such an easy trap to fall into, I do it, then you're not going to get good. But like, lots of no reset ILs. And then afterwards, do a bunch of runs. And make sure you're not resetting those runs so you also get to the thing you're ILing, like luncheon or something. Make sure you're getting to luncheon every run. Then it comes together. I think I go left here. Okay, slightly slow, but fine. Impulsive purchase of a masterpiece. What game would that be? 95% off is crazy, though. What a deal. Nintendo could never do that. This War of Mine, I've not heard of that. Oh my gosh. What genre is it? Do different kingdoms that are in the same in every category look out of different goal splits? Or is your 90% gold the same? That's a great question. It just comes down to a runner's personal preference. So in live split, it records... Yeah, so if you start like a fresh live split file for Darker Side, all of your golds are going to be empty, and your cloud gold is just going to set to whatever your fastest cloud that you got in a Darker run is. And you can go into your live split settings and manually add in a gold. I haven't done that, so my Darker gold, my cloud gold in Darker is a bit worse than my cloud gold in any percent. In any percent, I have a 125.98. In Darker, I have a 126.18. But that's just because I never went and manually put it in. Like, a lot of runners, and me as well sometimes, just depends how I'm feeling, a lot of runners will just go put that cloud gold in their splits, but for me, I don't really care. I just leave it as it is. So yeah. Just depends what you want to do. Survival with psych horror stuff? Cool, that does sound fun. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. A little gold there, tiny little one. It was a pretty clean loss. I guess if I didn't get stuck on the platform for 2D, then it probably would have been a 3-0-0. I just got a bad cycle. Learned tier T as well. Oh gosh, good luck, Valencio. It's really not that bad. Yes, it is. I hate that trick. I can't do it. Also, that's in main game. Maybe not in the route you do. Maybe that's only the intermediate route. But I'm pretty sure most routes do TNT in Lost 1. I found out that I was in a random Blue SR video from a year ago. Weird piece of information. For like a good couple of minutes. It was a video about multiplayer speedruns, and it was mostly like Hollow Knight based, but he had a section on Portal 2 and then a section on Odyssey, and he just like showed like gameplay of Jambo and I doing 2P for like 2 minutes straight. Who is Blue SR? He's like a very well-known Hollow Knight speedrunner who makes a lot of speedrunning content. He's kind of like the M Sushi of Hollow Knight, if you like. Like the guy who makes like the speedrun content and stuff. You're famous, and this video came out like over a year ago. I was like, oh, okay. I never saw that. Oh, please. TNT is Twist and Turn Treasure. Is that what it's called? I think that's what the moon is called. And yeah, it's just a moon in Lost that has like a really difficult trick that saves like 30 seconds. Or a bit more. I can't believe I missed. I felt like everything was fine for that clip, but whatever. Twist and turn up treasure. There you go. Hi Retro, I'm doing alright. How are you doing? Does any percent do... No. I just said it's only in all moons. That would be crazy. Any percent of TNT. Oops. Oh my gosh. Doesn't Darker World Record do it? No. No, Darker World Record does, you hit the button, then you get the butterfly, then you go up to the top, get the checkpoint, capture Glide On, do Far Off Island, and then glide over to Fuzzy's 3D, and then Fuzzy's 2D. And I have so few coins. I think I might just get the pool hint top. You do TNT captureless? Hell no, I don't. I've done it before, but... Oh, sorry, you can. Yes, sorry, I didn't see the can. Yes, you can. I did it in, Kaizo. I think it's required there. Nice input drop. Please sit on the bench. Hello, YouTube chatter, whose name I have no idea how to pronounce. How do you do captureless? I mean, it's you long jump towards it and then you like cap dive backwards, but it's like frame tight timing for the cap dive. But it took me like 5 or 10 minutes to get. It's not that hard, but it's definitely too hard for like RTA. Yeah. RTA doesn't do any frame tight tricks ever. Well, yeah. No, well, RTA or moons wouldn't. If TNT was in 90%, people might do captureless RTA, but... Like I said, it's only in all moons, and like 100% obviously. Yeah, top Kane. It takes a long time. I mean, I've been playing for many years. I have like 4,000 hours in this game. It's all just practice. That's all it takes. Aren't roll cancels frame tight in 2P? I shouldn't have wasted my time on that. I don't even technically need that hint heart. It's just if I get Giggler, I always get the out of bounds on there, which doesn't lose any time because you're on a cycle. And technically you don't need any other hint heart other than the one in Ruined, but I feel like every time I skip one, I'm always slightly short and have to get some from Captain Toad and Lost, which doesn't really lose much, but it's just if I get that one, I literally don't have to think about money for the rest of the run. If I don't get that one, I have to think about it for about 4 seconds in Lost to make sure I have enough for the like cap shop and the mushroom shop. So it's not a big deal. Crazy, dude. It's different though, Jay, because a roll cancel clip doesn't kill you if you miss it. You can retry them over and over again. Captureless TNT would lose like 15 seconds every time you miss or something. No, that sucks. Okay, I think it shouldn't get in our way here. No pipe clip? Nah, it doesn't really save time in this category. Because we need that moon up there. So it saves a lot in like World Peace and all moons the second time you're in here. But in Darker, like, you can't... It does save a little bit, but you would get pipe clip and then go through that pipe, go into the sewer room anyway to get the moon, and then come back. It saves like a couple seconds at most, and it's really hard. That clip is really, really hard. I do that clip in all moons because it saves like 20 seconds, so you can fail it like 15 times. But in Dark, you'd have to get it first try pretty much every time. Auto require an auto slitter. I don't know what you mean. RTA just means like you do the run start to finish without taking any breaks. So when I refer to a trick being RTA viable, that means like there's trick like captures TNT I can do, but I wouldn't do it in an RTA environment. I would only do it in like a segmented environment or just like outside of run something. Anyway, festival time, everybody. Get your cat jams, Zack and 3 vibes, Dino dancers in chat. Go first, EU Ace. Let's go, GG Viper. And then yeah, TA means time attack. That just means a run which you pause, which in Odyssey is allowed. For every 2 hours long a run is, you get 15 minutes of break time, which you can take at any point in any number of intervals. So for any percent, you don't really get breaks unless your any percent PB is over 2 hours, which is a very small percentage of runners. But then like Dark, again, you don't get them unless you're kind of at a beginner level. But yeah, any category longer than 2 hours, you get break time in. And if you're not that like experienced in any percent or Dark, then you get it there too. Jump up, don't be scared. I occasionally use it in Darker, but it's actually just the only time I ever use it is like after main game if I need the toilet. Obviously in all moons I use it to like have toilet breaks and like eat food and stuff, but yeah, Darker it's not really worth it for me. I've done an RTA on Moons run before. And it was kind of an accident. I got like maybe 8 hours in. I think my PB was like 9.5 hours at the time. And I don't know. I just hadn't thought about it. I sat down and speedran for 8 hours and I was like, you know what? I haven't stood up yet. And I just realized and I was like, oh my gosh, I am really hungry and really need the loo. But I was like, you know what? I can firm it for an hour. And I just did. And it was great. It was really good. And it was a PB. 100% is different because it is like an hour longer. You know, I think we're gonna be ahead out of this kingdom. $29, yeah, we're ahead. Cool. You're a PV. No, you're a PV. Hello, Juan, man. Oh my goodness, Eek. I did not know you watched that much, Eek. You're a real fan. I didn't know you were... I didn't know you had that many points. Okay, Eek has redeemed Rock, Paper, Scissors VIP. Eek is going to play Rock, Paper, Scissors against Mario. Because when Mario picks up a moon, he throws up either a peace sign, a high five, or a fist bump. Equal chance of each. So Eek chose Rock. So on the next moon that we grab, if Mario throws a Scissors, Eek gets VIP. If Mario throws a Paper, Eek wasted his points. If Mario throws a Rock, we go on the next moon. Best of luck, Eek. That was terrible. Please. Dude, those icicles are so annoying. Dude, I'm like nervous for you. Alright, first attempt is coming up. It's a tie! We go on to the next moon. We go on to the next moon. Alright, let's see. It's a tie again. We go on to the next moon. How do you get so many emote slots for your followers, subscribers? The more subs that you get, the more slots they give you. It's another tie! Just one rat, Rubik. I don't know why I called you rat, I'm sorry. That seemed offensive. I guess it is your name. It's another tie! There's no more moons until... Oh my... You're gonna have to wait ages. Oh man, I suck at that clip all of a sudden. There's no more moons until after the race. That's crazy. Alright, please. There you go. I don't know what happened the first time. I think I just freaked out. Going too far right? I don't think that was too far right. Alright, everybody. You can guess time for Bound Ball. We're about to do a race. If you guess what time I get in the race correctly to 2 decimal places, you win a gift sub, either for yourself or someone of your choosing if you're already subbed. Recently, I've been getting a lot of like 56-second times. My PB is a couple seconds better than that, but I haven't been getting super close to it. So anytime around 56 seconds, give or take 1 or 2 seconds, is a good time to guess. Best of luck, everybody. Yeah, maybe imagine if Eat gets a sub and VIP. That'd be crazy. Oh, please. Oh, bye, Ray. Why are we timing out Ray? Poor guy. What did he do? Oh, he put 6-7. No, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Guess why? Yeah. No, that's reasonable, I think. That was so slow. No, it is fine. That was lucky. And the time is 56:35. We had a 56:37. Oh my gosh, so close. Another 56:37. Oh man, that's crazy. 2 people were 0.02 off. That's insane. You got it? No way. No, you didn't. You said 6-7. You said 55:67. Looks like I got it. You know, Quan Man, you know what's crazy? No one has ever made that joke before in the history of Mario Odyssey speedrunning. No one. All right, Eek. 5 minutes after you redeemed it, we have 3 more moons, which will give you a chance of getting VIP here. Again, we want Mario to throw a scissors for Eek to get it. Or a paper and he loses. All of that tension, all of that waiting, all of those ties, and Eek loses. I'm sorry. It was a noble spend of your 100,000 Z-Bucks. Can we get some 07s in chat for Eek? 07 Eek. The odds were not in your favor. Another rock there. That's crazy. Alright, we're behind, because I missed Snowclip one time. 309 is also dead, but that's fine. You know what I say, every PB is 2 bad splits. 2 bad splits. This PB had Wooded and Snow 1. I'll get the points back. Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, 100k doesn't... It takes like a couple months to save up if you watch consistently. It's not too bad. Keep sending out, I cannot be opening TikTok again. What should my distraction be? Cross stitch or crochet? Those are so similar. I don't know. Do you have like a particular project you're working on for either? And don't be timing me, yeah. You can also obviously do it faster with like predictions, but we don't usually do that many predictions here. Not for any reason, just because my mods are lazy. Oh gosh, I didn't throw Cappy to the side there. That was bad. Gosh, I always jump under that moon, like every single time. I feel like maybe after I dive I should hold neutral and then like neutral jump into it. I don't know. Yes for cross stitch, then I'd continue that. If you have something you're already working on, I think that's a good idea. Cross stitch is also the name of an ability in Silk Song. Oh. You know, I wouldn't let that sway you, but I personally think it's cooler. Really broke your wrist because of a star blanket, a 6-day blanket. That's crazy. Can't imagine doing something like spending 6 days in a row. Well, yes, I can. Okay, I've spent 5 years grinding like one category in this game. I guess it's not so different. The bird one or the cat one? Do a cat for the Zack in the Box stream, you know? Feels very, on topic. Cross Stitch is also the name of the bad guy in Glover. I've never heard of that game in my life. It's cool though. Hi there, Anne. Not happening, but welcome in. Thanks for decisions. You're welcome. Can't believe it's slower. It makes sense once here because if I if I grab it right there, I would. Why is it slower? Yeah, if I grab it right there, I'd lose my momentum because you do like a spin pound roll cancel or whatever. Like some people do triple jump coming down from the tower, and you have roll speed. Grabbing the moon, you get set back to 0 speed. So you would you'd have a bunch of momentum, grab the moon, and then have to build up that momentum again to get over to the Gushin. Whereas when we get it during the fight, we're on a cycle. So it doesn't matter that we get set to 0 momentum because we're waiting for the boss to move anyway. You know? Sure, the time difference is probably like 1 second, but it's a free 1 second. Meow in the box? Yeah, that's what they call me. Meow. Zack Lamb, hello. Hack in the box. Oh, please don't do that. I just got it cleaned. Do you know how hard it is to deep clean a box which I'm sitting inside of? Well, it's hard. I don't think it's faster to ground pound up there, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, I'd have to see what, like, ETT does, but I really think swimming is the better option. What's the origin of the name? There isn't really one. It like, it's a pun on Jack in the Box, that's it. Like, I don't know. I've had this name since I was 6 years old. And then we grab it there because we ain't got anything else to do. But yeah, when I was 6 years old, I wanted to make my first Club Penguin account. And that was the first account I'd made for anything. And I remember I was sitting on our like shared family computer and I couldn't come up with a name. and I think my mom was in the next room, and it was like me and my sister on the computer, and we were trying to think of a name. My mom just calls out from the next room, Zach in the Box. And we were like, oh, that's good, and then just stuck. So that was my Cliffhanger username, and then I think the next thing I made an account for was Minecraft, and I got Zach in the Box on Minecraft. And then it just stuck for everything else. That's bad. Oh my gosh, dude. It is possible there to ground pound onto the Gushin, which you uncapture, and that will actually make you, like, bounce off and you won't kill the boss. It's happened to me before. It's the worst. Because then you have to go and find a new Gushin because you just killed that one by ground pounding on it. The boss runs around the whole kingdom. It sucks. I'm really glad that didn't happen there. We need to get Katya's on this man ASAP. Gosh, you guys... You don't know the law. You don't know the law. Yeah, I mean, it's not that fun of an origin, but, like, it's fun that I've literally had it for 15, 16 years of my life. I've never had any other username. I think on PlayStation I had Zach Fights Back for a while. Oh, that would have golded if I didn't miss the globe. Really good Seaside. I use Zach Fights Back. I use Zach Attack. But they never really stuck. And then the 2x is just because someone else has 1x on Twitch, and that was the best alternative. When I first made my Twitch channel, another fun piece of lore, my original username on Twitch was Zach in the Box YT. If you go onto my YouTube channel and scroll back to my oldest public video, it's an announcement video about me starting streaming, because I used to do YouTube before I streamed. And in that I was like, head over to twitch.tv/ZachInTheBoxYT. I don't know if I did it with an American accent. But yeah, it was like that for a few months, and I took a poll in my Discord, which if you scroll far enough up in the Megaphone channel, let me try that again. If you scroll far up enough in the Megaphone channel, you can still find that poll with like a few username ideas. Some of them were awful. One of them was Zach in Box. Like, Zach in the Box is 1x, but instead of the, it was TEH, Te. But yeah, that was like Zach in the Box SR, like stuff like that. Zach in the Box _. And Zach in the Box with 2x's like won the poll by a landslide. And it's been like that ever since. How is that an American accent? How is it not? Hi Z. Zach Attack sounds familiar. I think that's a more. I think there are quite a few people with that username. I don't think I ever really used it on anything though. I was definitely Zach Fights Back on PSN. And then my dad had a PSN account. He had like a smurfing account for when he used to play Black Ops 2. It was like a Smurf troll account, and he called it Chihuahua of Doom. Because it was like a stupid name, because it was like a troll account. But when I was like 13 or 14 or whatever, and I wanted to like start playing shooters, and my parents like, okay, you can play like this shooter and this shooter, you know, like they were really careful with what games I played, but you know, I was allowed to play stuff over my age rating. And because I had set like my age on my PSN account, it wouldn't let me play anything that I was too young for. So I used to play a lot of Destiny, and I used the Chihuahua of Doom account for Destiny, and I also used it for Apex when Apex came out, because I was only 15 when Apex came out, and then by the time I was 16, I already had like all my levels and like cosmetics and stuff. So to this day, my Apex username is Chihuahua of Doom. Oh, maybe when they... Okay, because then at some point they added crossplay or cross-progression. So you can merge, like, your PC account with your, like, PlayStation account. And I think maybe when I merged it, it picked my PC username. But I'm not sure. But yeah, if you... Also, in my playlist on my channel, I used to make Apex videos. They're all unlisted now, but I think they're still in a playlist, like a public playlist called Apex. And if you go into that, you can see, like, Chihuahua of Doom being my username. Zach, I haven't played Destiny 2 in so long. I played it when it came out, and then I think by the time that the expansion started coming out, I stopped because I just hated the like financial model of it. Oh, I know exactly when I stopped playing actually, but I am behind on chat, so let me catch up a little bit first. That's an announcer voice? Yeah, but I did an American accent, right? You probably just didn't hear it because it sounds normal to you. Is your name... My name is Zachary, like my actual name. But like everybody calls me Zach. And not I introduce myself as Zachary too usually, but people just abbreviate it. And I don't care, it doesn't bother me. I like Zachary a bit more, but it's long to type out and it's 3 syllables instead of 1, so like I don't really care at all. Then obviously online my username is Zach just because like the pun wouldn't make sense if I was Zachary in the box, you know, like there's no such thing as a Jackery in the box. So yeah, like everybody, even IRL, calls me Zach. I have maybe 1 friend who calls me Zachary. When did Apex come out? 2019. Hi Apollo, I'm glad you made it too. Hope you've had a great day so far. £550 toothbrush? What the heck? Anyway, yeah, Apex. Not Apex. Destiny. My dad actually got Destiny. He talked about it for ages. He got it on the PS3. This was before the PS4. Or maybe the PS4 was out, but we didn't have one. But either way, we had it on the PS3 when the Taken King came out. If anyone who's played Destiny 1 remembers that expansion, that was like a huge expansion for the game, and there was a lot of hype around the game at that point. So yeah, we got it when Taken King came out. Then after that, I think there was only 1 more major expansion. I think it was just Rise of Iron after that, right? Okay, that's fine. And then Destiny 2 came out. We had a PS4 at that point. Played it on the PS4 for quite a while. And then they eventually... There was 1 expansion for Destiny 2 where they deleted, like actually took out of the game the original campaign for the game, made the game free to play, and then you had to pay for the expansion. And they kind of did that with Destiny 1. Oops. But I remember being so peeved off because we bought Destiny 2 for full price, £50, $60, like full game price when it came out. And then 2 or 3 years later, they made it free and deleted the original campaign. So we had paid £50 for a game. They deleted the game that we paid for and then said you have to pay more to play the new parts of the game. And that's just what they've been doing since then. I mean, they always had the expansion thing. Like Destiny 1, they had all the, you know, the friggin' Croatia one, I forget what it was called, and the Taken King and stuff. And that was fine because it added new content, but you could still play the original game that you bought. But Destiny 2, they made it so you can't even play the original game anymore. You could only, like, the only thing that you could do was the new expansion stuff, which you had to pay for. I genuinely don't know how it's legal. And then it'd be like, oh, it's okay because we have this weekly vault strike, and you can play an old strike from the game that was removed that like cycles every week. It's like, we didn't delete it. Like, you can still play it if it appears in the vault, and it's like, no, that's not okay. So yeah, I stopped playing. My dad still plays. He's played Destiny 2 since it came out, and to this day still plays it. He has thousands of hours in that game. But yeah, I couldn't. When I got my gaming PC, I re-downloaded it, and put another, I don't know how many hours, 50 hours into it on Steam or something. And I had a fun time. Like, I do like the game, but I didn't buy any of the expansions, and I eventually ran out of stuff to do in the free version, so I gave up. It was a shame. Destiny was really good. There hasn't been like a sci-fi MMO like it since. There have been a couple, like, what was it? Starfield? Was that what it was called? The like really naff one. Like a couple other studios have tried, but Bungie just got too greedy. Dude, are you kidding? Bungie got too greedy, and then no other studios attempted or succeeded in making a really good space MMO like it. I have like such fond memories of my Destiny days though. Like, genuinely, it was such a good time. And friends being so mad about that. Yeah, he's played Destiny for over a decade and hasn't played a single other game in that time. That's what he always did. He did that with like COD and stuff. He played Black Ops 2 for like 5 or 6 years straight. And every time a new COD game came out, he's like, no, I like Black Ops 2, I'll just keep playing this. He was like quintuple prestiged or something. I don't even know. I think I didn't even hit first prestige in Black Ops 2. And then I moved on to Black Ops 3 when that came out, you know? I never got into, like, Infinite Warfare or Ghosts, though, which... there were people at school would always talk about, like, Ghosts and Infinite Warfare, and I was like, nah. Black Ops all the way. Overwatch? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. You played SMO for 8 years? Yep. I bought SMO on the 29th of March, 2018. So in just over 2 months from now, it will be my 8-year anniversary playing the game for the first time. No Man's Sky. I need to play it. It's apparently a really good game now. I haven't played it. We got it at launch, right? We got it like the week it came out. Played it for like 2 days. Gave up. And I haven't played it since. So it's 55? Really? I mean, it depends on your Switch 1, I guess. It saved 51 on BTT loads, but like, those are obviously the best loads ever. And my Switch 1 in particular was really slow. I timed my Switch 1 once, and it was about 5 seconds slower than Tyrone's Switch 1. Tyrone had like a busted Switch 1. His was really good. So for me, the Switch 2 saved a lot more. It was probably closer to a minute. Yeah, it just had a very particular atmosphere, Karis. It was so, like, lonely, but, like, in like, a good way. But it was just, like, such a stark atmosphere that it has a really strong vibe, that game. Yeah, Jay, it was, like, apparently it was really bad at launch, but apparently it's super good now. They added, like, a crazy amount of updates to it, and it's really fun. I kind of want to play it in VR. It's meant to be a really good VR game. Yeah, Karis, yeah. And when you'd, like, you'd, like, anger the sentries, and then the, like, robot drones would start coming after you because you destroyed too much of the landscape. I can picture in my head, like, the AI thing that, like, gives you warnings about stuff. Warning, warning. Sentries released, or whatever it is. I can, like, picture that sound effect. Like how it, like, horrified you to your core. And I used to be really scared in No Man's Sky when I was flying of, like, going to hyperspeed. Because, like, you, like, aim at the planet or the space station you want to go to, and then you activate hyperspeed. And, like, I found, and still do find, like, the infinity and, like, emptiness of space, like, existentially terrifying. And I would be so scared of, like, hyperspeeding past the space station, just being, like, out in deep space. It really freaked me out. And it shouldn't have, because if you miss a space station, you just stop and turn around. Like, it, you know, it didn't matter, but yeah. I agree, Karis. Yeah, I also got Overwatch at launch. I remember I pre-ordered the game, but I was on, like, a scout camp or something, so I couldn't play it until a few days after it came out. But I'm pretty sure that Karis, I gave her permission. I was like, it's gonna arrive while I'm away, you can play it. So I think she played it before me. And then I played it I played it a lot. I played it up to, like, season 5, I think, and then I stopped, and it's just another game now, but yeah, there have been a lot more than 5 seasons. Named all my ships after Soviet aircraft. That's cool. That's really cool. I don't know what I named them after. Probably like Zelda characters or something. When I played Stardew Valley for the first time in 2018, I think, I named all of my animals after the kingdoms in Odyssey. So my first chicken was called Bonneton, and then there was one called Cascade. And like it went like that. Yeah, obviously your part-time job. Yeah, that's fair enough, Eileen. I've heard that Overwatch 2 is like actually decent now, because Overwatch went really bad for a long time. I finally got it! It actually worked. Is it the exact same game? No. Well, when Overwatch 2 came out, it was 5v5, right? They made it 5v5 instead of 6v6. But then they just switched it back to 6v6. Was it that or was it the other way around? I don't remember. But after they switched it, it actually picked up a lot and became a decent game again. Oh my gosh. I should just remove run ranking from this like split layout. Because it says I've only gotten 15 runs out of Ruined. Like, hello, I've finished 52 runs. What do you mean? Stardew's 2017, They removed the borders? Oh, but that was the best part. Like, when you got to a higher level and you got, like, the new borders. That was always so fun. Or, like, built up as you got better. You didn't do Ruined in most of those runs? Yeah, that's how it works. No, I think it's because, like, over the years, I've, like, changed around the order of splits and, like, deleted sub-splits and stuff, so it's just gotten confused, which is a shame. Because my any percent run ranking is definitely pretty accurate. But I guess the Kingdom order never changed, and I never deleted any splits. I had just added Night Meta and Bunny sub-splits at some point. But, like, I never got rid of any. Like, in this category, I used to have sub-splits for a lot of things, and I actually deleted them all about a year ago, because I just thought it was a bit redundant for something so long. Until you start doing Seaside first, like the BTT, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try this dram again. What's even the point, man? That's the problem with the drum. It's impossible to get back in the hole afterwards without, like, ledge grabbing on this side. That's why I don't do it. I just always get stuck there. Aris top, I've never ledge grabbed there. Or like you wall slide, or like something. You just don't get in the hole properly. I don't know, maybe my camera's weird. But I also think it just doesn't really save time. Unless you do it really well. Even when I got it right, it just didn't save anything. It's probably something to lab outside of runs, I think. Not just do it like that, or I just do it randomly in a run one time. Hi Beth, it's okay. I lost a minute in Wooded. I died on a trick called Gate Skip, which is like the trick that you do in this category after getting Nut Clip. I didn't die, I fell into Deep Woods, I should say. And yeah, that lost about a minute. And then I also lost about 25, like 20 in snow because I missed the clip out of bounds. So yeah, I'm not super happy with it, but it's good enough. What's the lineup for the last hit? I couldn't describe it to you. It's like, the top of the R stick on the like overlay, you line that up with one specific cross on the floor. That's all I can give you without like getting it in MS Paint and drawing an arrow. Not ideal, but like fine. It's just gonna come down to post-game as per usual. We can still get like a 5-minute PB if post-game goes well. Figure it out. There's not that many crosses. Yeah, it's like you also have to stand on a specific cross, Valencio. You have to. You probably know that already for like the hop minute, but you have to stand on a specific cross, and then the cross you're standing on, I think it's 1 along and 2 up is where you aim. I think. Don't take my word on that. You can see. You can just watch my gameplay and look how I line that up. But I'm pretty sure it's like 1 across, 2 up. Please. You know which one you stand on? Yeah. But you don't have long to line it up. You need to line it up really quick. You can also do it on the second phase if you don't want to do Zarbomber. It's the exact same lineup for the second phase. You just have to wait for 4 hops before you jump and throw instead of 2. You have to wait a little bit longer. And that also makes it easier. You have more time to set it up. But yeah, you should try and like get into position as quickly as possible after hitting the last bomb back during like the flying phase. And then just line it up as quick as you can. You're struggling on a 2-line bingo. Oh dear. I haven't done bingo in like a year. I should do that again. I haven't really done it on like the new, like on Lockout. I used Lockout like before it was released. A couple times. I had like early access to it, but I never actually did it since the full release, the public release, I mean. Be down to join you for bingo race? I'll think about it. Oh really, Valencio? Interesting. And does that knock it down early in that phase? I guess it would. Oh, okay. Bye, Karis. Enjoy. Hi K-Man, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Is that gold? It was close. It was a pretty good Bowser's. Honestly, if I didn't mess up the dram, that definitely would have golded. BRB, no problem. 4 off? Cool. That's good. Yeah, 4 off for a 10-minute long kingdom. Can't complain. What main game can we get here? Like a mid 125, I guess. If I didn't lose a minute in Wooded, this would be like mid to low 124 pace. I have old grandma hands, but it's very cold out, and I wash dishes all day at work. What? Am I missing something? you have like really dry hands right now or something? And then like the cold and the water makes it worse. Please, 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 please. Thank the Lord. If we didn't get it there, I would have jumped away again. It would have taken ages. The week... I know, I wanted to start doing the weekly bingo after that was a thing, but then I just never did. I just never got around to it. But I mean, that's fine. I can spend an hour a week doing bingo. Good. Vamos! Hello, Mr. Vamos. Welcome in. Good to see you. I appreciate it. Good luck. Dry and wrinkly? Yeah, that does suck. Are you like a pot wash? Is that why you're doing dishes so much? Or was it just like, just today in particular, you had to like step in and help? I think it does, K-Man. That's why I was confused when I was really confused when I first read that message. I was like, why wouldn't you say hi? But I was like, oh, their name is Vamos. That makes more sense. What am I doing? Does that count as throwing, guys? I think it might. No way GCSE Spanish was applicable. I didn't do any language at GCSE. My school said you had to do one language or humanity. So you had to do either French, Spanish, history, or geography, pretty much. And I did history, which I did quite enjoy. I didn't want to do anything. I really didn't. And I originally picked geography, but then I realized that it would be miserable. Oh my gosh. So I like asked to change and I had to have like a meeting with deputy head. Like, why do you want to change? And I was like, because I don't think I'll enjoy geography. And it like messed up with the timetabling, but it worked out in the end. What subjects did you take? I did history, music, computer science, and food tech. So all very like hands-on stuff other than history, which makes sense to me. You work in a kitchen, nursing home, or co-work each. Oh, I see. Oh, that sounds fun though. But are you usually like preparing food? History grind? History's good. We did some good modules. We did medicine through time, which was great. I love that module. We did the Vietnam and the Korean War, which I think was just like one combined module for both of them because they happened at quite a similar time. That was fascinating. We did the American expansion, like the West expansion, and the Civil War. And then we also did like the Tudors or something really boring. I really hate English history. It's so boring. But the other three were great. And I didn't even have to sit my damn exam, which was the best part of it all. History exams, I really liked history lessons. I loved learning about history, but I hated like analyzing sources and that sort of thing. I couldn't stand it. And I couldn't stand the essays, and the history exams were like 4 hours long, and you had to write like 5 essays. They were awful. And I flunked my mark. I mean, I got like a 5 or a 6, but that was like quite far below my predicted grade. And then COVID, and then I didn't have to do it. And I think they gave me an 8. Feels like a memory test? No, that's the problem, because a memory test would be okay. If the exam was just like a bunch of questions, it was just like, in what year did blah 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 and blah blah blah, I would be fine with that. But it was like, here's a letter from like a soldier who was fighting in Vietnam, and like analyze it, and that's what I sucked at. It just felt like English again. And it felt like history didn't even matter anymore. It was just English. And I get that's what like real historians do in industry, so that's why they like teach us it, but I just couldn't get behind it. I don't know. But GCSE music was fantastic. That was honestly some of the most fun I've ever had in school. And comp sci was great. They didn't do the day level at my school because we were just quite short-staffed, but GCSE was good. And then what's the other one? Food tech. Food tech would have been good, but our teacher was like a goblin. She was such a nightmare. I have like PTSD from those lessons. Like the practicals, she'd just be running around screaming at everybody constantly. Oh my gosh. I have one particular piece of trauma from GCSE food tech, and that is that after so many practicals of it being awful, my parents started noticing that every time we had like food tech practicals, I just come back home so like deflated and defeated, and they were like, what is going on? And I eventually spilled out, I was like, our teacher is the worst, right? And she was like a nice person outside of lessons, but in lessons, she was just such a nightmare, honestly. So like, right, we should do something about this. I didn't really know what to do, and we eventually decided that we'd write a letter, like from me, but my parents had helped me write it to like the head of year, explaining what was going on, because loads of other students in my class felt the same. So we wrote up this like quite long letter about like everything that was like not done right in the class and like wasn't taught right, and how she inflicted a lot of like stress and distress on people, and she'd like keep us back for ages, like after lessons and stuff, and like all this stuff. And we wrote up this letter and we gave it to the head of year, and we were like, right, finally it will be over. So like, what do you do, right? If you're the head of a year and a teacher and a student along with his parents, signed by both of them, write a long letter complaining about another teacher and how their lessons are taught, what do you think you do? All right, I think the option that most head of years would take is they would take these complaints, have a meeting with the teacher in question, preface that an anonymous student had made these complaints, and try and figure out a plan forwards, right? That's what you think they do. Instead, what our head of year does, it's crazy. What he does is he just gives the letter to our food tech teacher. Hold on. And like says who it's from and everything like that. Which is like crazy. So I'm in last period geography, right? Or something. No, not geography. I didn't do geography at GCSE, did I? Whatever lesson it was. Maybe like PSHE or something. And I get pulled out of the lesson, right? And I immediately know what it's about. But it's by our head of year. So I'm like, okay, he just wants to ask me some more questions about this letter that we wrote, right? It's just gonna be me and him, right? Maybe like the head of the school as well, you know, just to make sure, right? And he leads me to the food tech classroom. And then sitting there at her desk is our food tech teacher holding the letter. And I am just like, what is this? And it's just me, her, and someone from pastoral. The head of year, he's like, I'm busy, I gotta go, I gotta dip, you deal with this, right? So it's me, her, and then the head of pastoral there, I guess, to mediate it or whatever. And she just looks at me and she's like, I don't even know what to say. She starts reading out this letter, paragraph by paragraph, going over every single complaint that I made and basically explaining how she wasn't in the wrong. She was gaslighting me, is what she was doing. She was gaslighting me. But now that I think about it, I didn't know that term at the time, but she would basically explain that she wasn't doing wrong, and she was so nice about it, you know? But it was like that, she was like so sweet, and she was like really upset. She's like, I just can't believe that you think this about me, like I'm only trying to help you. This and that, one by one, like, oh, you know, you do this in our practicals, and you shouted at this one girl, and she made her pick up a hot tray, and she like burned her hand, and like that never got reported, and that was just all this stuff, and she's like, that didn't, you know, it wasn't like that. And I'm just like sitting here sobbing, right, in this freaking intervention with the food tech teacher. Yo, Morph, welcome in. Hold on, we're telling a story. And I just break down, start sobbing. This goes on for like 40 minutes. And she's like offering me tissues and like, you know, give me like a snack to go home with. And it was last period and she lets me out slightly early and I just go sit at the bus stop, like eyes so puffy and red. And I get home and my mum is immediately like, what happened? And I tell her everything and she's like fuming, absolutely fuming, because that is not how you handle that situation, right? So she ends up like phoning the school, and it takes her ages to get through to her. And she eventually gets on the phone with our like head of year, who like initiated that intervention. And his exact words, right? His exact words to her were, "I'm sorry if I misjudged the situation." And that was where the phone call ended, which isn't an actual apology. And like, that was it. And then I had to go into food tech the next day and pretend like nothing happened. It was crazy. Anyway, hello everybody from Morph Stream. Morph, I hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a really lovely time. Welcome in everyone. My name is Zach. I've been in a few of Morph's videos before. You might recognize me. I'm currently doing some Darker Side speedruns. I'm trying to get a sub 310 time is my goal. The point in a Darker speedrun is we start a new file in the game, beat the game, collect 500 moons, and then go to the darker side of the moon, which is a kingdom that unlocks after collecting 500, and beat that. This run is okay. I lost a good minute and a half near the start of it, but it's been pretty good since then, so hopefully we can keep the lead that we've got. Cheese J, thank you for gifting the sub to Morph. I really appreciate it. Morph, enjoy your sub achievements and everything for the next month, courtesy of Cheese J. And yeah, I'm sorry for everyone who got mad. That is unfortunate timing. The rich get richer. What were you up to today, Morph? Broken through from the ad. Hello. Hello, Ukta. Welcome in. Very nice to see you. Yeah, sorry that you guys got adged. It's just terrible timing on Twitch's part. Oh, that barely made it. Elden Ring counterattacks only. That sounds really fun. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games ever. I absolutely adore that game. That sounds like a good time. Hope that went well. I've been thinking of playing it through again lately, because I played it on PS5, but I don't use my PS5 anymore. So I've been thinking about buying it on Steam and getting back, like, getting all the achievements, because I got the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation, but it took, like, 150 hours, and I don't know if I can be arsed with that again. Hi, Peach! Hi, Peach. Hello. But yeah, I couldn't believe what the head of year did in that situation, basically, and the moral of the story. And he was my history teacher, and I used to, like, really like him and respect him as a teacher, but after that, I just lost all of it. I was like, nah, that's not cool. Like, if we wanted to take it up with the food tech teacher herself, we would have given a letter to her, but we specifically gave it to someone else. You know? But our school just wasn't run very well. There was... I have told this story before on stream a couple times. But there was one time where the school phoned home about me, right? Because, okay, picture this. We were in a physics lesson. We were doing a physics experiment about elasticity. We were trying to measure the elastic constant of a material, K, right? And we did that by... Basically, we had whatever material we had, and we would dangle it from, like, a piece of apparatus and put some weights on the end. And we would keep adding weights and measuring how much it stretched. We would keep adding weights and measuring how much it stretched until eventually the material would, like, overstretch and break. And one of the things we had to do this with was a strawberry lace. I don't know if you have those in America, but it's like a type of sweet in England, which are like these like long, like chewy, like ropes made like the strawberry flavor that are really thin, you know? And basically to attach the weight from this, they were just little weights that had like the hooks on the end. You probably know them if you ever did a physics experiment in high school. To attach the weights to it, we had to like tie a knot in the lace and then like hook the weight through the knot. And I thought it would be funny to tie a noose, right? Because guess what? I was 14 years old and a Boy Scout, okay? It was hilarious. I was in a group with like 2 of my friends. We thought it'd be funny, okay? Like no harm, no foul, right? Okay? And like so then what ends up happening It's the physics teacher comes over. I absolutely adore this physics teacher, by the way. I had her for A level 2, and she was great. I loved her. But she comes over and she sees it, right? She sees this strawberry lace noose dangling from the apparatus, right? And she's like, she just is really confused. She's like, oh, what is that? And we're just like giggling, like, you know, it's funny, whatever. Like, maybe she will tell us to untie it and we'll be on with our day. She'll, like, you know, get slightly annoyed at us and we move on with our lives, right? But instead, she gets a pack of strawberry lace and gives us a new one. And she takes the one with the noose in and just puts it in her pocket. She doesn't, like, untie it, okay? She doesn't actually end up untying it, and we're like, that's weird, whatever. Anyway, nothing happens. Leave the lesson, go about our day. It's lunchtime, and one of the people in my group, who also we don't need to get into who it was, but one of the people in my group comes up to me at lunchtime, and she's like, Zach, I got pulled out of my last lesson. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I got pulled out of my last lesson by pastoral, and they were asking why we had a noose in physics. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what did you say? And she's like, well, I blamed it all on you. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I told her that like it was your idea and you made it and you thought it'd be funny. And I was like, okay, you were absolutely egging me on here, so just go and throw me under the bus, whatever. Anyway, so I was bricking myself. I was like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Hold on, I need to concentrate. Wall slide, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Wall slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, come on. We can do it. Nice. So I'm like bricking myself like all day. I'm like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this, whatever. Because I was one of those kids who was like really good. I never got told off. Whenever I got told off, I would like start like crying or whatever. I just couldn't accept getting in trouble, like at school or at home or anything. I'm probably still the same. Obviously, it just hasn't been an issue in a long time. But yeah, I hated getting in trouble. So I couldn't eat. I couldn't concentrate on anything. And it gets the last period, and I think I'm safe. It was actually food tech last period, I remember. And then I get pulled out. Someone comes in and they're like, "Can we have Zachary, please?" I'm like, oh my gosh. I get dragged to pastoral. And they're like, you know, the questions you think, they're like, so we were told about this, like, this strawberry lace, right? Why did you do it? And I was like, because it's funny. And then asked me, like, where did you learn how to tie a noose? And I honestly didn't really have an answer for them. I just said, oh, just like scouts, you know, people messing around. I don't even really know what the answer is. But yeah, whatever, that happens. And then they eventually are like, okay, so you're not in trouble or anything, but we just want to know, like, are you doing okay? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I see where this is going. And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. Apparently the conclusion that either my physics teacher or the pastoral team had come to, which apparently they asked all three of us individually who were in this group, right, if this was the conclusion, is that we had a suicide pact. I am not kidding. They thought we had a suicide pact. And that was our way of communicating it. I don't know. I don't know. So that's what they thought. And that I was the leader of this suicide group or something. I don't even know. So they're like checking and double checking, like, are you good? Is there anything happening at home? I'm like, nothing's happening. I thought it was funny. And you know what? It was pretty funny. And they're like, okay, whatever. My mom's picking me up from school that day. Something you should know about my mom to add context to this is she struggles with like chronic fatigue. She usually takes a nap like in the afternoon pretty much every day, like a 2 or 3 hour nap every afternoon just to like catch back up on some of her energy, right? So she's picking me up from school. She wakes up from a nap and probably comes straight to school because that's around the time she woke up. And I get in the car and I'm like, I need to say something. I have to say something. So I'm like, I have something to tell you. And I tell her this story and she starts crying with laughter. I thought she was going to be mad. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. She gets home, immediately tells the rest of my family, who are all like laughing their asses off too. Turns out, she looks at the phone, right? Because we had a landline back then. I mean, we still do, but like she didn't really use her mobile that much. She checks the landline when she gets back home. He had a missed call from the school, right? Who obviously wanted to report to her that they thought that her son had a suicide pact, right? That's a pretty important thing to report. But the call was missed because she was asleep. And she was like, oh my gosh, they're going to call back. Like, what should I say to them? And we were like planning what she should say. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I'll handle it. They never called back. That's the worst part of this entire story. After all of that, they tried calling her one time with legitimate concerns that her son had like suicidal intentions with two other girls. They called one time, she didn't answer, and they never tried again. And that is where that ended. I don't know if my physics teacher like even remembers or even knew like how much that got escalated. Again, I had her for like 4 years after that, and like we had a really good relationship. We gave an honest effort. I know. It's like, how would that hold up like in court if they were actually right about it? And then they're like, well, did you try and warn the parents? They're like, oh yeah, we called that one time. You know. Yeah, our school was very weirdly managed. There are so many like awful stories from people who had like mental health issues and stuff who just got like the worst treatment ever. Luckily, those are the only 2 stories I have from our high school about like having to deal with like management or anything like that, or like the pastoral team. But there are so many worse ones. Obviously, I won't share because they're other people's. Didn't even leave a voicemail. Oh no, nothing, Steelix. She just recognized the number as like the school number, and that was it. Yeah, have to report it, but then yeah, I know. It's like surely they had paperwork to sign off. Like surely they had some kind of document to sign saying like, oh yes, we've informed the parents. I just don't know. Yeah. So yeah, hi Peach. Actual pastors. Oh, that's not what. No, that's not what it means. Apollo. Just like the like student welfare people. That's what we call it here. Hi Monica. Run's not great, but whatever. We're having fun. What did I 6-7 into? But yeah, apparently both these other girls didn't get calls home either, but I guess that's because they both were just like, it was Zach! So I don't think they actually got in trouble for it. One of my sweet mates, oh my goodness. That's crazy, Steelix. Can you see your splits? I can see them. Yeah. A girl in my class had a... Oh no, well, yeah, I think that happens in most schools. That happened to at least 2 or 3 people in mine. They never got to me though, because I wasn't like on any social media, but apparently there were just these like group chats where, or not even group chats, people would just like DM them around, like random people. Like some of my friends who were like in the nerdy group and not even like in with like all the popular kids would get DM these like pictures of other people. It was awful. In fact, they thought it was a pact. I know, it's like such a strange conclusion to draw. Get it? They were like, how do you know how to tie that? Yeah, and when they said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I can get out of this. But then it just kept going. It just kept going. Oh, that's a crazy roll angle. No, we had crazy things. We had so many exclusions and expulsions and stuff. There was one girl at our middle school who made some, like, Instagram story about our science teacher being, how do I say this? The P word, you know? Not being a great guy. Completely false allegations. He had this cupboard in the science room that she said he would, like, take kids into. Like, but it was completely fabricated. He was like the sweetest teacher. He was one of my favorite teachers ever. He was so nice. But she put this on like her Instagram story, and then it ended up getting back to the school somehow, and they ended up excluding her, plus every single person who liked the Instagram story, which was like 30 people. So there was this 1 week at our school, in middle school, where 20 or 30 people just weren't in for a whole week. Like, totally, like, people who would never get in trouble as well. Well, because they liked this one Instagram story by this one girl with, like, allegations about a teacher, and then obviously she had to, like, write an apology to him and stuff like that, but yeah. Crazy. They once cancelled our pep rally because we had 40 fights, including a bus being tipped over. That's crazy. We had some fights, but none as crazy as that. No, oh no, oh no. Oh no, like year 8, I think this was year 7, K-Man, that this happened. But I didn't get in trouble. I was friends with the girl who did this. Not anymore, but I was at the time. But I didn't have, again, I didn't have a phone. I wasn't allowed social media back then, which is like the best decision that I think a parent can possibly make for a 15-year-old, or, well, that was year 7, I was like 11. But yeah, best decision you can make. But yeah, so I was like so not in it. But yeah, like just like all my classes were so empty for this 1 week. But yeah, we had middle school is year 5 to year 8. It's just a thing in like some regions of the UK. It's not super common. But I had it where I grew up. But yeah, that was a really, really big fight that happened between actually 2 of my friends. One of them I still kind of talk to this day. And again, I was in like kind of the nerdy friend group. You know, these were kind of people in the middle. They were like a little bit sporty, not like super, you know, like outcasts or whatever. But yeah, these two guys like in my friend group who had like decided that they wanted to fight, and it somehow got to the entire school. And I'm not joking, like hundreds of kids showed up for this fight. It was after school on this one day. And I ended up going home. I didn't stay for it. But people I knew who would like get on my bus didn't get on the bus and like stayed after school to go and watch this fight. They were all marching through our town. Genuinely hundreds of people turned up to this. And I saw the videos of it, and they were just like, it was so embarrassing for them. They honestly, it was barely even a fight. They just kind of like wrestled each other a bit and then like gave up. But it somehow turned into this like massive school thing. I think most people, like if you ask pretty much anyone, either from my year or the year above and the year below, they'll remember this fight between these 2 of my friends. It was like a big event. We had an Instagram page for our school, which was like the name of our school memes. And it was like one of the sixth formers ran, and it was plastered all over that. Hi, Arcani, thank you for the good luck. Yo, I actually got the triple jump. I took damage. Awesome. Oh, it took me... Oh my gosh. Yeah, fair enough, Lynn. What? High school fights are... Yeah, they really are. They were literally just like doing this at each other and stuff, and then one got one of them in a headlock and the other one tapped out, and that was it. It lasted like a minute. At least he got the triple jump. Whatever. Went to some kid tackle one of the staff members. Oh no. That's terrible. And one of our teachers did get arrested after a couple years after I left the school for having relations with a student. We always found them a bit weird. He was like a crazy scientist, like that type. But I kind of thought he was like really fun. But a lot of people didn't like him. But when that came out, I was like, okay, never mind. I'm sorry for everyone who like said he was a weird teacher. I'm sorry for defending him. Where am I, dude? This is honestly so hard once the birds go away. This is crazy. That's crazy. I either get that first try or it takes me like 20 seconds straight. We did have some proper fights. Yeah, we didn't have anything that bad. I think among like the popular kids there were some incidents, but I wasn't super involved in them, and I think they were like outside of school. I don't think anything really happened in school. There really is, Natasha. I don't like how kids react to fights by cheering it on. I know what you mean. I did get threatened to get beat up once. And it was because I got the ball off someone in handball. And like I was like a very not sporty kid. I was bullied a lot like in PE, and just like wouldn't participate in PE lessons because of like the bullying and stuff, and you know, I would just like stand off to the side and refuse to participate. But then there was like one time we playing handball, and I quite liked handball, and I actually gave it a proper go. And like one of the really sporty kids, I was able to like get the ball off him, and then he started trying to like kick me in the leg like over and over again, and he got sent out by the PE teacher, but then like never chased up on it because the PE teacher was corrupt, like every PE teacher is, and only favored like the sporty students. So he never even like asked me if I was okay. He just sent out the kid and then went on with the game. But then afterwards, he came up to me and he was like, meet me outside school. And I was like, what? And he's like, meet me outside school. I swear I'll beat you up. And I was like, what? And he was like, when you come out of school later, I'm going to be waiting for you and I'm going to beat you up. And I was like, oh my goodness. And he was like, do it. Like, meet me outside. Over and over again. And I was like, what? But I got the school bus. So I never left this. He told me like where he was going to be waiting for me. I don't know if he knew that I got the school bus. So I just got on the school bus from the school car park. Like I never had to leave the school. Never heard from that again. I don't know if he was actually waiting for me. What an ego. I know. I wasn't like a small kid. I'm tall. I'm just not, I just don't enjoy, or even, I do now, but back then I just didn't enjoy team sports, you know? I wasn't like a scrawny little kid. If he tried to stop beating me up, like, I think I would just be able to push him away. Like, I wouldn't have fought back, but I don't necessarily think he would have succeeded in that. But yeah, he said he was gonna, like, follow me home. Oh my gosh. I'm so surprised I didn't get hit there. Sounds like he was sporty. Oh, he was. He was horrible. He was not a nice kid. Some of the sporty kids are actually quite nice. They weren't nice to a lot of people, but they were nice to me. I seemed to get on a lot of people's good sides. I think because I was quite independent and chill and would chat with people, and like I honestly, I used to like help some of the populars with their homework, you know? So I guess I got on a lot of people's good sides, but that was one kid who I didn't. Our year was split up into two, we called them bands, which is basically just like something for timetabling, where like the year was split in half, and there were 3 like form classes in each band, and just the timetabling, you would mostly only be with kids from your band. But our PE lessons were combined. So I only saw this kid in PE lessons. I didn't see him in any other lessons. So I guess, I think all the like kind of sporty popular ones from my band knew me quite well from lessons and quite liked me. But I guess he didn't know me outside of PE, so he only saw me in PE, where I would just like not try at all. Me and like 3 other boys in our PE class, they eventually gave up on us. We would try so little in PE, and they would try and get us to participate, and we would like at first, but then we eventually realized like we're not being graded on PE. This was during GCSEs, like we're not doing GCSE PE. We don't get a grade for this. And we would just not play. And they tried to get us to participate, and then they were like, this isn't gonna work. Like, the only thing we can do is like give them detentions, but they're not gonna complain. Like, I like detentions, and I told teachers this. It was like a quiet place to sit at lunch where I could just read a book. I enjoyed them. So like, so they kind of just, me and these maybe 3 or 4 boys who were in that same spot, they kind of just let us do our own thing. Like, while all the boys were playing rugby, they would just let us onto the tennis courts or whatever. And then eventually they just started letting us do PE with the girls, which was great. Girls PE was awesome. They did Just Dance a lot of the time, so we got to play Just Dance with them. We would like play badminton and stuff, and like it was really fun. And you know, it was actually like kind of competitive too. Like we were kind of a similar level to them. So yeah, it was great. Yeah. Just Dance, yeah, they would get like Just Dance like videos and put it on the projector, and they would just dance. I don't know what they were doing in Girls P, but it was awesome. Oh my gosh. And Boys P was just like so violent. I'm surprised I got out alive. Monica. We did just on, yeah. But yeah, school P made me think that I hated sports, and then I got to uni and I started playing Ultimate, and I was like, wait, sport is really fun. and I used to think I hated like any kind of exercise and working out, and then I got to uni and started working out, and I was like, wait, this is great. Why didn't they teach us about like weightlifting? Anytime we had gym sessions, we just like go and do like jump rope or something. Late bloomer, exactly. I still prefer like solo sports, cycling and that sort of thing, but I feel like I could have enjoyed like playing football and stuff, but it's just like the kids that you're surrounded with made me hate it. Wouldn't let me in Girls Speak because I was trans. Really? Oh my gosh. Eventually they realized I was just gonna stand out. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you just stand up for yourself enough, they just give up, you know? Because I guess, like, if you're not, like, doing anything, like, in a maths lesson or whatever, then the threat is, like, oh, well, you're gonna fail maths and have to resit the year or whatever. But, like, in an ungraded P lesson, like, literally what are they gonna do? Like I said, I don't give a crap if they give me detention, and they knew that. I got detention, like, a good few times just from, like, not getting my plan assigned or, like, talking in a lesson or whatever, but, like, I would always, every time they gave me, I'd be like, oh, okay. Because all detentions were at our school. Maybe it's different in other schools. But you just go into, like, this room. It was room 23. We called detentions room 23s. You say, oh, I got a room 23 at lunch. Because that was the room we went into. We go into room 23, and you just have to sit there for, like, 20, 25 minutes, and you weren't allowed to talk, but obviously that was fine. And they let you, like, read books and do homework, and it was like, well, this is great, because I would usually just be spending my lunchtime sitting alone somewhere reading a book, but I would usually be sitting alone in, like, a really loud, busy place, so it's, like, kind of overstimulating. But now I just get to sit alone in a quiet room and read my book. Awesome. And then, like, when you went in there, all the like, kids who were in there every day would, like, give you, like, a look, like, you're in detention? Like, what are you doing here? And I'm just be like, la la la. I never got one after school, though. No, I think I got... No, I don't think I did. I don't know. Our maths teacher was a bit weird and would, like, just give people detentions, like, immediately if they... Like, I was once, like, eating, like, some crisps in class, and she would... What she would do is she would put people's name on the board who, like, misbehaved in class. And if she saw you misbehaving, it's like, if you were, like, chewing gum or something, and she saw you chewing gum, she would just look at you, stare at you until you noticed her, and then she would stay absolutely silent, turn around, and just write your... Hi, Peach! And just write your name on the board. She was so weird. And then if you did it again, she would put a dash next to it, and every dash was like a worse detention. So like if she just wrote your name on, it was a break detention. If there was a name plus a dash, it was a lunch. If there was 2 dashes, it was an after. You know? But I think because she would always make you do the detentions in her classroom. And I never understood why it didn't. But I think it's because then it, like, I remember at the end of the year, we were, like, given, like, our stats for, like, attendance and stuff, and on that was how many detentions you had. And all the mass detentions I got, which was quite a few, they weren't on my, like, detention support, and I think it's because she knew that she gave out way too many detentions that were, like, unfair. And she knew that if she put them in the system, she'd get, like, called up on it. So what she did is she'd just be like, oh, detention in my room, so that she didn't have to put it on the system, and she could, like, have her way without having to go through and, like, explain, like, oh, this is why I'm giving out, like, 10 detentions every week. Surely that's more work. I guess they just sat in their room at lunch anyway. I don't know. But sometimes we would, like... There was a couple times where, like, we'd be queuing outside her room waiting for her to come for detention, and it would take, like, 20 minutes that we'd be standing outside, and then she eventually arrives, and she looks at her watch. I'm like, oh, I guess detention's up, you can go. It's like, what was the point? I just stood outside your room for 20 minutes, and then you let me go. She doesn't sound unfair. She sounds like she was doing it right. But like, come on. It was just stupid. Because like I said, I was like a good kid, but I would like... I feel like I was just very independent and I could like handle myself. A lot of other kids couldn't. But like, you know, the rules against like eating in class or chewing gum or like listening to music, I felt like they shouldn't have had to apply to me because I knew that I wasn't disrupting anyone or my own learning. So like that sort of thing I would do, you know. I mastered the art of like wiring the Apple earbud through your blazer and then like leaning on your hands so they couldn't see that you had music on, and like, you know, chewing like gum discreetly or like sneaking food out of your bag. Like I kind of mastered that art, but that was pretty much the only teacher that ever like called me up on it. I have a question for you. Which would you rather be, hit by a bowling ball or a marble? Definitely a marble. I don't understand how that's a question. Did you just use AirPods? I did get AirPods eventually, but two problems. Number one, AirPods weren't around until I was maybe 15 or 16. Second of all, they're really expensive. But I did, after I got my first job when I was, I think 16. No, when I was 15, I got my first job and I saved up all summer and bought a pair of AirPods, and then, yeah, never had that problem again. We didn't really have detention in Sweden. What does it mean? Staying after school, but yeah, it's after school was like a severe detention, DJ. But like if you didn't do something that bad, what they would do is they just make you sit like in a room at lunch so you couldn't like hang out with your friends at lunch, basically. And that was like the less severe one. If you did something bad, they'd keep you after school. But if it's just like you didn't hand in homework or whatever, then they just keep you in at lunch. They'd give you like 10 or 15 minutes at the end to like go and get your food or whatever, obviously, but... Oops. I wasn't holding Y. Where's my hat? There it is. I'm a good kid and I got my shit done. I feel like I should be able to use my phone. Exactly, Techno. That was it. But I understood it. I didn't like hate the system. I was like, because there are kids that can't be trusted with that. But I was like, I know I can. I get good grades. I do my work. I'm a good student. I'm nice to people. So I should be able to get away with it. Who's the coward that voted marble? Why is everyone voting for bowling ball? That's crazy. You guys are crazy. Maybe you guys should get checked out by the pastoral team. How did... Okay, literally, how is Mario reading that sign when he's facing into a wall next to it? You never got a single detention? Fair enough. I mean, I maybe got, like, over my whole time in school. Nothing crazy. Aren't bowling balls smaller than a marble? What marbles are you playing with? Really? There's got to be like a lineup for how close you can be to that I don't know. Let's get about it before I do want to tell something. Texting my crush today and she sent a message. She's proud of me with a red heart. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats, Lynn. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I don't know, DJ. It's a bit of rubbish moon. Bowling balls are bigger. Bigger is better. That's what they want you to think. Yo, Bella, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome in. How is your stream? A registration group for Christmas competition. Hold on. I want to read Remy's story. You crocheted a Santa plush, probably spent like 10 hours of my life, and she asked if she could have it. I said no. I wanted to keep it, and then she never gave it back to you. That's legitimately just theft. You could have, like, reported that to the police. She asked, why weren't you going to take no for an answer? Yeah, that is just, like, actually theft. That's crazy. Thank you for the good luck, Bella. I was tassing. You finished a task? Oh, congrats. That's awesome. Good for you. Zach, I'm proud of you. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Now, if that was Lucid, gosh. My clothes would be flying off. I'm sorry, that was weird. Oops. Please, Mario. Okay! Bum, 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 bum. You're so gay? No, it's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with a bromance in a big 2026, alright? Zach admits he would take his clothes. I do. I take my clothes off like twice a day. Crazy, right? I usually like to do it once in the morning, a little after I wake up, and then once like just before I go to bed. I feel like that's pretty normal, but maybe you can tell me otherwise. Sleeping naked is the best. I've never been a fan. Okay. Not even to shower? No. I mean, you know, you gotta keep your clothes clean somehow. People talk about these, like, washing machines or something. I don't know. I just do it with everything else, you know? I always shower with my hoodie on. That's my goat. Oops. Is there a rat? Oh, sorry. That's my bad. I think I got Speedy Nutboy. It's really hard to get it off of that like specific angle, but I don't know, it's hard to tell until we get down there. Any more Kaiser videos? Probably not, DJ. I do still have all the footage, but I just feel like I don't know. Those recordings are almost 2 years old at this point, and I don't really like how I like looked back then or like act. Well, it's not that I don't like it, but I've changed a lot since then, you know. I feel like editing videos of me from 2 years ago isn't really like true to myself anymore in a way. I definitely should do like Kaizo Darker though. I never did that. So that could be something that I make a video on like now, if I record it now. But yeah, I don't know. I watch back my Kaizo videos relatively often, and I do think like, man, these were really good videos. I wish I finished the series, but I don't know. It was like while I was at uni and I just didn't really have the time or energy to edit them. Kaizo, yeah, I've heard good. I think I'd really enjoy it. This year, maybe. Sometime. I mean, right now I'm doing Darker and, like, MCSR, but... Oops. How did you progress in learning Speedrun Minecraft? I didn't really get much of the learning part done. But I set everything up. The setup took like 2.5 hours, like downloading all of the like apps and mods you need and like configuring all my hotkeys and like OBS and stuff like that. But I did finish all of that, and I learned how to do I Spy, and I learned how to one cycle. Those are the things I did manage to get done. I forgot about that stream, Jay. That was one of my Kaiser videos, wasn't it? I didn't really like doing that editing. I think the whole time I was just very self-conscious about everything I was doing and kind of like overthinking it all. Because people were watching. I don't know if I vibe with that. But editing is also just really boring. It's not boring when you're making like a fun video. But when you're just editing like stream highlights, it can be quite mundane. Because you can't do anything while you're editing. You can't listen to music, can't watch a stream. Like, you have to have like your full attention in on it. So yeah, I feel like streaming it is the only way that you can be doing something else at the same time. That's true, Techno. Most of it was learning how to use the calculator, but I mean, it needed doing, you know? And I did make it harder for myself by learning the pixel perfect setup instead of just doing like the easier way with like the standard deviation. Alright, decent wooded, 313 BPT. Hello, Kelly. You missed like a kind of mid Darker run. Like this is like a fine run. It's not great, but it's not awful. I mean, we're already 5 minutes off sub, I guess. And lots of stories from like high school. You learning MCSR? Hell yeah, Bella. I just remembered that I died in Rango Room. Today's German word of the day, Mont equals moon. I did know that from like Odyssey. Where am I going? Buddha. Talking about nooses and stuff? Yeah, just the huge, you know? Just the huge. What is the craziest thing that everyone in chat got in trouble for in high school or like in school? Like, what's the like weirdest or most like nonsensical thing that you got in trouble for? Obviously, I already gave my answer with the strawberry lace noose, which wasn't really me being in trouble, but didn't really get in trouble. I didn't either, but there were some crazy things. Asking for help. That's a classic, Remy. That's like me with the food tech teacher, like trying to do the right thing for yourself. Selling your homework. Wait, like for money? No way, Andrews. Like for money, you sold your homework answers. That's actually awesome. A teacher saw you passing into a bush. That's fair. That's reasonable detention, I think. I had bad, because you had bad handwriting. That's terrible. That is not the support that you need. A whole year got in trouble for clapping. I love when they like punish a whole year for something. I guess sometimes it makes sense. There was one time where apparently like some kids were like terrorizing some neighborhood cats while they were walking back from school. And they like got a whole year in trouble for that, but that's just because they didn't know who it was specifically doing it. So that sort of thing I can understand, but clapping is crazy. I don't even know what, like, I don't think the context of why you're clapping even matters, you know? Got in trouble for selling German alcohol. DJ! To know why school got involved, not police. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe they just didn't want that, like, on their record. I feel like a lot of schools are scary about bringing in legal action. Scared of bringing in legal action because, like, then that looks bad for them. So they try and handle it internally. I just randomly compressed how to do this. Could you give me some extra help with it? That's your own fault. Gives you detention. That's crazy, Remy. I'm so sorry. super mean teacher that gave you attention nearly every... Really, Jay? Oh my goodness. That's awful. They just had it out for you specifically? Jeez. Wasn't even able to eat cake with your friends on your birthday, man. Hi, Neo. Thank you for the good luck. Got in trouble for leaving school. Oh, that's true. Like, when you get into sixth form, you don't really get in trouble anymore. It's kind of a bit more, like, grown up and professional. Like, if you're doing something wrong, it's more like they'll just, like, talk to you about it and, like, try and see where the problems are. So, like, I guess I never really got trouble in sixth. They didn't do detentions in sixth form and stuff like that. But we did get pulled up a few times for, like, leaving school, like, during times we weren't meant to. Because at first we were just allowed to leave school whenever, but then they made it so that you can only leave after, like, third period, which was just so stupid, and, like, no one listened to it, and we all just left school, like, earlier on and stuff. We did get in trouble for that. Posh? Is that the mint one, or am I thinking of something else? Read your second message. Oh, sorry. Lol, eek, I had bad handwriting. I just mean teacher middle school. Couldn't eat cake with your friends. I think I did read all of your messages, right? You could just repost it. I don't know what I'm missing. Looking at the clock on the wall. I got held back once for asking the substitute, or not the substitute, the assistant teacher for help. It was this really, like, weird kind of mean math teacher I was talking about. She wasn't mean, but she would just, like, constantly get you in trouble. No, I read it out loud Tuesday. I responded to it. And there was one time where, like, the like, assistant teacher was sitting at the back of the class with us, and I was, like, asking her, she was, like, helping me work out, like, a question, and the other teacher started trying to talk at the front. And she's like, could everyone be quiet? And we were, like, finishing this question. And then she did that thing where she, like, looked at us and wrote my name down. Ended up keeping me back afterwards and, like, shouting at like, me and a few other people who weren't listening during that class. It was crazy. And the assistant teacher didn't even back me up. She like, I looked at her and I was like, you seeing this? She's like, whatever, man. I don't get paid enough to deal with this. I was like, I was asking for help from another teacher and you're getting mad at me. Oh, I see, Jay. Sorry. I'm reading chat very out of order right now because there's lots going on. Oh, I'm taking damage here. It's unfortunate. I needed to wait a little bit before that first jump, I think. This should work if I play it right. Shoot at any percent? I will at some point this year, but I'm doing dark at the minute. Quick. Nice. Hi, Crane. Stream's good. How are you doing? You sold test answers to the lower years. Wow. You're an entrepreneur. That's awesome. So, is there a reason you're learning German? Hi, Peach. I've always wanted to learn another language. But nothing really ever caught my attention. I didn't really want to do, like, French or something. Or like Spanish, like they taught in school, because I've never really used them, but since like going to speedrunning space, I've met loads and loads of people from Germany and have friends over there, and I've been there a few times and really like it there, so it just kind of makes sense. And I have German family. If I didn't learn German, I probably would have learned Dutch, because I have like quite immediate Dutch family, but I wouldn't really have had anyone to speak to in Dutch, so I wouldn't be able to practice it. So I'm doing German instead, but they're quite similar, you know. I might be able to learn Dutch at some point in the future. Oh, hell yeah, Crane. Good job on the runs. Lots of German friends. Ah. Learning German is pain. It is pain. So many different cases and obviously the 3 genders make it hard. I guess, DJ. I mean, I know people who learned German and got good at it. The way to get fluent is just to immerse yourself in it. Talk in German with people, which I do have the ability to do. Like maybe in a year or two, once I get better at like the foundations, I'll just be able to like play games in like with my friends and speak German with them to like practice and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'll have lots of opportunities to practice. And like when I hang out with like friends in Germany, a lot of the time there are other people there, so they all like speak German together, and I'm a bit left out because I can like kind of like follow conversations a bit, but I can't really like properly understand what they're saying, and I can't like respond to them. So it'd be nice to like participate in those and that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, DJ, it makes sense. I'm never going to be perfect at it, but it's worth learning. It can sound a bit dismissive, I guess, to say like, oh, you'll never get good at German. It's impossible to get fluent. Like, okay, I'm trying. I'm gonna try. I would like to be bilingual. I think that's something that I would like to be able to do. You know, so at least gonna give it a go. Never thought I'd get Sabar and SMO, but here we are. Second day of box. What's box in German? Is it just box? Oh my gosh. Kiste? Okay. Sagen der Kiste. Oh, is my auto-split thing right? Yes. I'm gonna say getting fluent in German takes... It probably takes less time, like, in-game. If getting Sabar and 90% took me, like, 2,500 hours or so, 3,000 hours, I'm gonna say you need to do less than 2,000 or 3,000 hours of, like, German lessons / speaking practice to get fluent in it. But I think it would probably take longer time-wise, because I will sit down in Odyssey and play it for 10 hours straight, but I won't... There aren't, like, 10-hour German classes, or I won't have, like, a 10-hour-long conversation with someone, you know? So I think probably on, like, a... You know... Like a timeline scale, it takes longer. It probably take... Like, the hour took me, what, like, 4 years? I think it'll probably take me more than 4 years to get fluent in German. But probably less than 3,000 hours of practice. By 4,000 hours alive, I was already right. How long is 4,000 hours? I don't think it... That's not even like a year, is it? Yeah, I hope we get the dram. It's not gonna gold because I missed the, like, 2D strat, but the dram would be very good. Nice. I'm getting a bit more consistent at that, I think. You know what? It does gold. Wow. Oh my, it golds by a lot. That's a 307 BPT. I mean, sob. Whoa! Whoa! A 13-second gold? What? I think I can sub 12 if I get a good 2D. 2D lost so much. Whoa! I didn't expect that. I don't feel like I changed anything. And my old gold had the dram and the 2D bounce, which literally saves close to 10. Did you miss a moon? No, because auto split worked. Whereas I think I'm just getting better, Z. I guess I've never done IL, Z. So, like, my golds are all just from runs. So, I guess even if they feel good, I am just going to improve them, like, quite substantially just by doing more runs as I, like, get more fluent and stuff. It's not like any... Like, I can't gold something in any % by 10 seconds, you know, because they're, like, so optimized. But I guess I'm just not here. I mean, my sob is a 307. Like, they can't be that good, right? I'm probably capable of like a 306 RTA. Less than a minute off Comsob? That's cool. It is nice getting in the same minute barriers as like Tyrone and stuff in a lot of these games. Hi, Peach. Lazy. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it. Comsob switch 1. Yeah. Is the route not different because of like IP skip though? Or is it the same? I know Comsob will do like bird in that split, which I don't do. Nobody updates the sheet? Yeah. I mean, I still have added access for the Comsob sheet, but I haven't done that in a couple of years. I used to be on it. I used to keep update with that channel. B-Frog, thank you for the good luck. Welcome in. Oh, that's a new one. Didn't lose that much. Add a 7TV emote. Peak. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. We are going to be losing a little bit of time to gold here because I missed Giggler in Metro 1. So we're going to need to get the Giggler moon, which does lose a little bit. All right, let's try and actually get a good park here. I learned the other day, and by learned, I mean I tried it a couple times offline and got it a couple times, so I then stopped trying. But I learned how to do like the thing where you guide the dog to the second spot before getting the bird. See, he's not digging. It's annoying. That still saves a little bit of time over like my gold because he only has to run like a couple feet there, but you can actually get him to start digging there, so the moon is just spawned by the time you get back. That would save quite a lot. Get added automatically? No, mod has to do it. I don't know if we have any mods here. Best exits? Really? That's crazy. Add what? The 7TV emote that was just requested. Oh yeah, and Try doesn't have a 7TV account and refuses to make one. What am I doing? Oh, logged in. My dude. I almost fell down there. I have a tummy ache. What's new, Monica? What is new? Under 10k again? Well, I think it was worth it for that. Very funny emote. Oh. Some sympathy, maybe? I'm sorry that your tummy hurts, Monica. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, yeah, Z. The phrase hardly know her is blocked on my channel. We had a period where, like, every single time that I or anyone said anything ending in ER, people would make that joke even if it made no sense, so we had to ban it. So, I'm sorry. It was mostly Monica, but other people did participate. Now it's just Monica, but it used to be Monica plus other people. Cut pan from Minecraft? I mean, I guess if you say like slurs in a server, then that would do it. It doesn't sound too crazy to be banned from Minecraft. People? Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people do it now because they get blocked, so. An autoban doesn't appear on my chat widget, it only appears if I like look over onto my stream dashboard, so I usually miss them. Metro Gold? No, I need to get another moon, DJ. There's a clip in Metro 1 which we can do called Giggler. It's in any percent 2, where you clip out of the Wiggler boss fight and get the Gerda moon during that. But I missed it. I missed the clip today, so we have to get it now instead, which takes maybe 10 seconds. This man looks so sad because I just smacked into him. Are there like people not confused that we're just like randomly talking to the back of their head? Are they aware that they've got like a Cappy living on them? Maybe they are. Please. He said it, so he did say a slur. So he, okay. He said he hated a religion. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to get banned for. The only thing I don't, Crane, for some reason my run ranking widget is just broken on these splits. I don't know why. I mean, if you look, I finished 52 Darker runs, so obviously I have at least 52 that got to Metro 2. No, on Tuesday. Crane said that their friend got banned from Minecraft, so I was trying to come up with reasons as to how. Is this out of your PB? It's some... Oh, like my actual PB comp? Probably. I don't remember what my PB was like, actually. No. What? Really? Yeah, I didn't mean to bonk there. Okay, that's the moon that we usually get in Metro 1 that I missed there, so... There's the time loss. Oh, we gotta do this movement. That's a throwback piece of movement. Oh, and the split is wrong. Hold on. That's crazy that I'm still behind PB. Bloody hell. What happened in my PB again? I don't even remember. Oh no, we're about to lose 312 BPT for the second time this run. We lost it and then we got it back again after sand. Stupid fish RNG, hold on. Nice, we got it. That can really, like, be bad sometimes if the fish is facing the wall. Please. I almost missed that, actually. Look at another gold. Probably not with that fishing moon. Bad, like, position RNG, and then 3 bites as well. Please go! Oh no. That is so slow. I am butt cheeks. I need to figure out a way of getting over to that Notes Moon, because the RCB just doesn't work. I could probably just long jump. I learned how to one cycle today, retro, but that's it. I practice I Spy a bit. An MCCT roll cancel? Ew, I think I'll... Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I trust myself with that. Oh, that's my speed. I feel like, right, if you have like a sub-area which you don't know what to do with in your mod, you should just wipe the whole sub-area and just make one from the ground up that's got nothing to do with the original. Maybe that's a bit harder than I make it sound. I pull back too early? Yeah, it's the answer. Frog bounce. Nice. Do you spin through or you skip? No. Were you trying to get side flip? Yeah, but I started pulling back before I like grabbed the key. Flash before I landed on the platform. Hi, Peach! Pita tita! That was my Tara impression, guys. What do you think? Not bad, thank you. Like a 4 out of 10 at best? Well, that's like only slightly below average, so I'll take it. Crazy pace? I mean, it's good, it's not crazy. I'm still like 5 minutes off sub right now. And I've still got 40 minutes of the run left. So, I don't know. Hopefully we can at least get like a 313. It's not as good as I would have wanted, but it's like it's somewhere to work from, I guess. Nice. Long jump. I'm gonna turn to the left here and back flip. Okay, that works. Idiot. What does that mean? Like a dumb idiot? 14? No. I wish. Alright, time for possibly the scariest sub area in the run. Definitely up there. Good. Good! Will your team be a real PB? Yeah. I mean, the comparison I'm using right now, Super Epic Brother, is my PB's a 3:16:24, so. If I beat this comparison, it's a real PB. Whatever you mean by that. Sub area is easy. You probably don't do the strats that I do. Okay, not great, but does the job. Save time still. I do harder strats? Okay, yeah, you. It's like when you dive back on the wall, it's like the dive, spin, pound, jump that terrifies me. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever missed that bunny before. That's like one of the easiest ones. Yeah, I probably should learn the thing where like you do like the wall jump home in to get over to the first propeller. Oh, I don't know if I needed to dive there, but I got scared. Better to be safe than sorry, I suppose. Set a bloke from Somerset. 5, 6. It really doesn't look like you're going to make it up there when you uncapture, but I don't know, I think you just pop out a lot. I should not spin through there. I didn't say 7. I didn't say it, Monica. I did 6 bounces. 6 boosts, I should say. Bloke is my favorite English word. It's good. Yeah. It's a very, like, endearing term for a stranger. Almost 7, but not. I stopped at 6. We don't really have a, like, female equivalent for it. Oops, that was meant to be a roll. Jumbo can never. Below cat. That must be it. Lass? Yeah, but that's like lad. That's lad and lass. It's different. And lass isn't very formal at all. Bloke's quite like formal and like warm, kind of. Lass isn't. Bird? No, that's like a kind of derogatory term for a woman you find attractive, isn't it? Hi Peach, do you just hold Y until you get that moon? For the... Yeah, you hold Y and then you let go kind of after the moon cutscene. Valencia. Nope. How is bloke not also derogatory? Because it's not like... it doesn't... Bird is kind of like objectifying. It's like someone who you think is like fit or whatever, I think. But bloke is just means man. Please. Nice. Lock in for that. Okay, that was a decent Luncheon 2. Again, the route changed recently. It added in the shot moon into Luncheon 2, which didn't used to be there. So this comparison is with the old route, that 441. So I'm 90% sure we're losing time to that. And that gold, the 455, is just like the split that I got in my PB that was quite unoptimal. So hopefully this golds, and this will give us like an actual good reference point for like a Luncheon 2 gold with the extra moon. I hope. Because I didn't really make any big mistakes. I messed up the bunny and turnips a little bit, and that's kind of it. Yeah, okay, this golds. So it looks like we're losing time. We're not really. It's just because of the route change. We saved time in Bowser's 2 to compensate for it with the moon that we got instead. Okay, good. I'm glad to have like an actual gold there for now. Hi, Karis. Wholesome and rage. I don't know. I think it's that clear cut. How many coins do we have? We need 300. I think we have 384 if I remember right. 37. Yeah, 374 because we've got slots. Cool. We're good. B-Frog has been here. Who? Do you know who that is? They were talking earlier, I think. A Div E runner? Oh, cool. You know so many people now. Isn't that cool? They probably didn't even know that we were siblings. Pocket Crow, hello. Thank you for the good luck. Appreciate it. A Cherry Carry viewer. That's awesome. I like that you can say that now. You can like, oh, they're just one of my viewers. Lass. See, that's what we said, but that's the female equivalent of lad. It's a bit less formal and endearing, isn't it? There is 2 minutes of time. Well, that's on my... Oh, that's what happened in my PB, isn't it? I lost like 2 or 3 minutes here and then a minute in cap. Yeah. Oops, I forgot the movement. No! How did I buffer that? Okay. Limp Biz Kitty. That's great. That's fantastic. I think so, Karis. Maybe just a lady. Oops, wrong platform. I'm going here, I don't trust that jump. Ooh, I hate this bit. I think there is fast movement for shards, but I just, like, slowly cat dive between each platform because it's so scary. Love is used in the same context? Yeah, you know what, I guess so. But no, because you wouldn't... You would address someone as love. You'd say, like, hello, love. But you wouldn't say... Like, you'd say, oh, I met a bloke yesterday. You would say, oh, I met a love. I think you just say I met a lady. Or a lass. Where are you going, Mario? He's up to a gentleman. Oh, whatever. I just don't think that's a word. No, what is this? That was slow. Why did I jump? I think last is conceptually closest. Okay. British people call me love all the time. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing to say, but... I'm gonna wait for a cycle here. I don't even care. Okay, I got the bunny that time. It was a bit sketchy. I triple jumped off the wrong spot. I was so locked in on getting the bunny that I forgot to triple jump. But we made it work, and we did get him. And we lost a lot of time waiting for the propeller cycle, but honestly, I would have rather done that than, like, done something sketchy. I'm just gonna play it safe from this point. We already killed enough runs to lost... Oh, I almost walked off there. Enough runs to lost 2. The ginger biscuit wax melt was amazing. Oh, it didn't have the yucky biscuit scent? That's good. It leans way more ginger? That's good. A ginger candle sounds nice. I've never had one before. It's always cinnamon, isn't it? Or nutmeg. I'm still heavy enjoying my, my lime vanilla one. Okay, yeah, not that fast. That time loss was slow shards movement and obviously the propeller. But good enough. 9 off gold. Arigami, hello. The run is going pretty good. We're 2 minutes ahead right now. Alright, Prages in chat. Sieve Gaming, I love Sieve Gaming. He's so wholesome. Okay, Z. Okay. I lost my speed there, but I think we make it. No! I didn't get a long jump! Come on! I single jumped off it. That's not something that usually happens. Okay. And I'm throwing again. Another good pace down the drain. I used to watch his, like, Mario Maker ones, Monica, but I don't really know what he's up to these days. It's been a few years since I've watched him. Maybe I should just do the vault every time. The vault is consistent. Man, why can I not just keep a run going? That probably killed 313. I guess we can still, like, low 314. Maybe we can, like, get a very high 313. I don't really know. Crazy. I think I prefer actual PB comp here. It's just crazy that I just I can't just keep a run going, you know? I mean, it's not like this was an amazing run. I'm still 5 minutes off Sob at this point, but whatever, man. I know, Kylie. But if it was going bad and I said it was going bad, it would also have made a mistake. No! Please get the... I don't know what that is. Modern talking. Oh, I'm so annoyed at that first New York jump attempt. Didn't get a long jump. Crazy. Modern Talk. I've never heard of that band. German band from the 80s? Ah, well, that's why. I hate right side. Not a good song. Oh. Oh, there you go, Karis. That must be why. You should claim it. You should become Modern Talking's biggest English fan. Okay, if I hold Y here and then die, that actually saves time. The death animation is like a second faster if you don't have Cappy. Not a second, like 0.5 or less. But it's faster if you don't have Cappy on you. Really weirdly. And it doesn't save, because cap throwing like cuts your speed, it doesn't actually save time to like cap throw before you die there. But if you had to cap throw anyway to adjust for your angle, it is slightly faster just to hold Cappy out while you die. Really weird bit of tech that was only discovered a few months ago. Hi, Peach! Is it different? I don't know why it is one, too. It's just something I saw on Twitter a few months ago. Somebody discovered it and was like, first new bit of tech we've discovered in 4 years. One of them does oh, really? Oh, cool. Cappy doesn't say why. Oh, that makes sense. Where's the bird? Oh, wow. That's a decent cycle. That's like perfect, actually. Any earlier and you actually end up losing time. Or like you have to wait for it, so like it doesn't save anything. Would you be proud of it? No. I wouldn't be proud of it, but I'd be happy to make some sort of progress, which I haven't in the last like couple weeks. I'd probably submit it. I haven't submitted anything since my 3/17/30 from the subathon. So yeah, I'd be happy to make progress, but it wouldn't be a run I'd be like proud of, you know. Yeah, I would, Monica. Ultimately, you want to save that bird for you after you get danger sign? I don't know if that's how it works. I don't really know how the good bird... I should watch it sometime, I guess. Alright, so what if we compare against this? Oh, that's time save, baby. I lost a bunch in Lunch 3 in my PB as well, I think. Yeah, 313 is dead. Unforge. Pardon me if I got sub... I would. That's like a crazy good time. That's like additional proof zone, right? Yeah, I watched the video about how to submit to the leaderboards. Poor Ray. You gold everything from here? I guess no, that's true. We could still get it. If I play, like, very close to gold the next 2 splits, then I could gold through Darker, because my Darker gold is still, like, 10 seconds or slow or more. Someone else claimed that? Oh, good. Good for you, Ray. But I guess they probably... Oh, no, that is so upsetting. I guess they probably have to do it in, like, multiple sessions, verifying it. Oh. Well, we're losing time in Moon 2 of all damn places. Yeah, I don't think they watch the whole thing start to finish. Okay, why does the Moon 2 split not work sometimes? Maybe I need to do Moon count plus black screen for that as well. That's crazy. No, DJ, they're really fast moons to get, so... It would be fast in getting 4 moons in a different kingdom, because the moons themselves in a different kingdom would take ages, because we get all the really quick ones in all the other kingdoms, if that makes sense. I'm working through them, Crayon. I've made... There were a lot of issues with the post-game splits. Now all of them except Moon 2 are fixed. And Moon 2 sometimes works. There were some which just never work. But Moon 2 does work sometimes, which is what's confusing, but... Sorry, I've got something in my throat. But yeah. No, how many moons is it in Moon 2? I think it's 5? Tourist, Hintot, yeah, Tourist, Hintot, Toad, High Above, Lurker. So I'll do 5 moons plus 2 black screens, I think. And then the only split that I wasn't able to fix was the final one, like for time ending, but I think that one I just got to do manually. As annoying as that one is to do manually. Procon Z. My hands are huge. Joy-Cons do not work for me. Where am I going? Oh, I saved it. Oh my gosh. Dude, the block in front of me disappeared. If I rolled straight forward, I would have fallen down that hole and bonked. Oh my days. That reaction time. Alright, cat jams, everybody. What I say about big hands? I know. Big gloves. Or big controller, that works too. Yeah, sometimes streams like that are fun, Crane. I definitely, like, sometimes I have streams in Odyssey where I'm, like, playing really bad and getting annoyed at it, but sometimes I do just have the odd darker stream. Everything goes to crap, but I'm having such a fun time. Like the one which that Twitter post came from. I was just embracing it. Sometimes it gets to me, but a lot of the time it doesn't. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's slower to take a Podoboo here, but every time I try and do this movement Podoboo list, I end up bonking. That, well, maybe, okay. Whatever. Guess I didn't save time. As long as I got you, then I don't care. I hate how the music pauses every time. Where am I going? I think it just takes practice, see. I do... No, I hold the controller pretty much flat, like in my lap. No! What is that? Oh no. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I hold it pretty much flat, maybe like slightly up like that, and then up throws, you just do this, and spin throws, I kind of do like that. And it just takes practice getting used to those inputs. I used to struggle with them too at first. I also sometimes do spin throws like this if I don't need the left stick, if I'm like capturing something. And some people, like my friend Killian, does spin throws like this, but that's like a wrist breaker. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, it's just bam, bam. They have to be quite... I shouldn't do that while I'm trying to run. They have to be quite like snappy motions. It's not just like a... it's like a, you know? But there's not really like a secret to it or a certain way to hold the controller. And then just for like rolling and other general motion, it's just kind of shake. I kind of shake the controller like kind of down in a way, kind of down and forwards for those types of things. Bang, bang. Oops, I'm missing those because I'm trying to think about motion controls. And then like MCCTs, you kind of do like a down throw input. You go like this for an MCCT. MCCTs, you can just do any motion input, but the down throw works the best to not accidentally give you like a spin throw and up throw. They're really hard to do. MCCTs are much harder to do on attached like Joy-Cons on a grip. They're really easy for separate Joy-Cons because you just shake one, but when they're on a grip, MCCTs are really weird because obviously down throw inputs give you down throws. So MCCT stands for Motion Control Capture Apollo. Minecraft champ, yeah, that's the one. Let's compare to this. Nope. Nice. If you click the wrong... a lot of the time when I click the wrong track there, I like freak out and press B, and then that puts me into a bunch of dialogue. But if you click the wrong track, you don't freak out, you just choose another track before you press B, so like lock it in. It's very easy to freak out though and like lose a bunch more there. So my spin throws by moving them laterally instead of tilting them. I do spin throws like that though. I do a lateral motion. Let me stand up. I do spin throws like this. I don't tilt. Like an MCCT would be like that. I mean, like, sorry, a spin throw roll cancel on SDRC would be like that. Yeah, I never got into like that side of Minecraft YouTube, but I feel like I would have really enjoyed it if I did. Nice. I don't know if you saw that. That was my spin throw roll cancel. I'll do another one here. Ah, no, I'm not gonna bother. Actually, prefer just doing that. My secret from CCTs is never doing them. Well, they don't really save anything. Unless you know what you're doing, and then they only save like a frame, so it's not worth it for most people. It's not even worth it for me, but it's just kind of habit. So I can't do motion control roll cancels. They take a lot of getting used to. I learned them about when I had a 105. I learned them in Darker actually, because spin through roll cancels, they're not used that much in any percent. But in Darker and post-game categories, you use them all the time. Just to like capture things and whatever. So that's kind of where I started learning them, and it took me a while to get them down. The thing that I wasn't doing right that helped me start getting spin throw and up throw roll cancels is you can buffer the motion control really, really far ahead of the roll cancel itself. So for an up throw roll cancel, I will up throw, and then like it's not, but it feels like a full second later, I press B to actually get the roll cancel out. if that makes sense. Why did it split? That's crazy. That is really weird. Okay, now my auto split is just broken. Whatever, I'll just have to manually split from now on. But yeah, so for like an up throw or cancel, you're gonna want to go like bada, bada, bada. You see, like I'm not doing them at the same time, which is what I used to try and like press B as I was going up, but it's like B, it's like up then B, up then B. For the actual timing I would do would be like, yeah, that's the timing I do for them. And then for like spin throws, I guess it's the same. It's like I'm pressing B after the input, right? So you kind of have to do them a bit preemptively. You have to do the up throw like a little before, or the spin throw a little before you want the roll cancel. And then the roll cancel comes out when you press B, and you can kind of store that for quite a while. You could delay it even more than that, I think, and it would still work. Yeah, that's how you get motion control roll cancels. Yeah, I remember that, Karis. 31, Apollo. We're gonna go until we have 62 in our like moon counter on the side. So right now we have what, 53 or 43? 43. Oops. Oh, that's sad, Karis. But it's Friday tomorrow. And we're gonna get an epic stream, right? Right? I think so. Let's freaking go. You have to work 12 hours? Oh, Apollo. That sucks. That's such a long shift. Especially to be spending that, like, in a kitchen, probably standing up the whole time. I'm sorry. Have a fun weekend. That's all I like to hear. That's awesome. Good, good. Hell yeah, Karis. Remember that job? But yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little earlier in stream. Alright, 2 more moons and then we're done. We have enough coins, obviously. Last moon is checkpoints. I mean, it's not, but... That's the only other one that like we might have missed. I just feel like the weekend already. That's what Karis is saying. I don't know. I kind of don't get kind of every day feels like the weekend. A foot of snow. That's crazy. Oh, I forgot to do prediction again. I always want to do prediction during Toadette for like a PB or whatever. I always forget. I forgot split. I forgot the auto split wasn't on. Alright, chat. Let's give this 314 a go. Good. I make that. barely not, man. So disappointing.
Oops. I buffered my single jump there. That was so clean. That's Apollo, that's crazy. Canadians are like actually built different. You guys are insane. I have so much respect for you. Or are you like Scandinavian? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else being Canadian. Well, no, because you did it in F, so... Oh, Minnesota? Is that cold, like, in the northern US? That's crazy. I had no idea it got like that. That's crazy, because when I was in Minnesota, it was, like, 35 degrees. It was, like, really hot. It's right, Canada. I mean, I know. They kind of speak like Canadians up there. And we're cold as in New Jersey. I guess you're right. But I don't get it, because we're more north than you. Like, the UK is, like, quite a bit more north, right? It's at least the same. Read the Gulf Stream. Oh, this freaking Gulf Stream that everyone keeps talking about. I think it's not real. New York is in line with Madrid? Oh my gosh. Gulf Stream is goated. I think it's a conspiracy. UK is in line with the inhabited part. Oh, I remember that actually. Yeah, I remember that. I remember looking that up once and figuring out that my latitude was like the same as someone I knew who lived in Canada and being like so confused about it because they said it got like minus 40 in the winter. And for us, it's like 5 degrees all winter. I just looked at I have like a weather widget on my computer. It's 5 degrees right now. That's crazy. Are you going for IP clip? We do IP clip right at the start of the run, Super Epic Brother. The first time we're in sand, like less than 10 minutes in. You guys all gotta spam that emote every time I get there, I hope you understand. It's a requirement, like saying hi to Peach. That golded by 11? I made so many mistakes in that. That's crazy. I can get like a substantial sub 5 DACA. Thank you for the GGs, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, that took so long. It took so very long.
to beat that 316. And I'll tell you what, guys. I know you want me to be all happy that I PB'd. That run sucked! That was a sucky run! Look at this! I lost a minute in Wooded! But, alas, it's okay. Everything is fine. Thank you for the GGs. I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, that was a long time coming. I've been very much stuck against a wall with this category for a little bit. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's a good start. Nowhere near where we want to be. Still 4 and a bit minutes to go till 309. But yeah, sub 315 is a goal. So I should be happy. Sub 315 is like a goal. That's like another 5-minute barrier. It is weird actually to be so disappointed in the 314 because like a year ago I couldn't even get 319 a year ago, and that was like a big grind I was doing. And when I was going for 319, I was like, yeah, maybe I can get like a 314 and I'll have to go and like do some ILs and learn some stuff at 309. But it's like, no, I can get 309 without learning anything. My sob is already a 307.30. I can get that down to 306 like in like a week. And I think a 306 sob is 309able RTA.